What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant. Listen, did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I heard about it. Yeah.
You heard about it?
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
Bottom 5 experience of my life.
Oh, why?
I watched it with my wife, who's from Philly, and all her family, who's from Philly.
Oh, God.
They made an ice cream cake
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
It said "Fly Eagles Fly," and then it had an eagle on it and my face on the cake. And they're just chanting that stupid retard anthem. Fly Eagle! I was like, oh my God.
I hope your wife bought it with your money too. That makes it even better.
What other money is there? Is there other money I'm unaware of? Is there other money unbeknownst to me?
Savings?
Savings. Oh, yeah. Who's saving?
Be honest, did you still eat the ice cream cake?
Of course.
Yeah, dude, I don't eat my feelings. That's what I'm gonna do. Stay on my diet watching this game, though.
What is your diet?
No, I just get fatter every year. That's my diet. That's my diet.
Well, there's been different versions of this diet. That's what I'm trying to understand.
No, it's over, dude. That diet, I lost weight, but it's too unsustainable.
What was the diet about where
Too
you had...
unsustainable. He's losing too much weight.
No,
he was looking too good.
I couldn't keep eating, dude. It was like a protein fucking cereal pack every 2 hours and then one real meal. And I ain't doing that.
For about a month, you came in, you were drinking Sour Patch Kids beverages.
I lost weight doing that.
But there's no way.
It was a way. It was just all fake.
He has to plan a special, special taping. If he plans a special, then he loses.
If he's got something to lose for,
I will lose weight. Yeah, I need
Akaash
steaks.
was chugging these.
This is
like
what he
no
brought in
tomorrow.
While he's telling us he's on a serious
Look at the nutrition facts, yo.
That's a juice diet right there. I respect it. I respect it.
All right. Al.
Yeah.
Al, what did you think? What did you think of the halftime show?
Phenomenal.
You thought it was phenomenal?
Phenomenal.
I actually did like the halftime show.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I liked it. Why is it?
It's phenomenal.
It was a phenomenal show.
You're the
Probably.
Why am I the worst? I'm trying to be objective here.
No, you're not.
Listen, obviously there's been a little bit of smoke or whatever. There's been a little bit of beef, but outside of that, I can look at a performance and I can say it was good. It was colorful.
Colorful. Yeah.
It was colorful. It had a lot of
What do you mean color?
It had a lot of symbolism.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
color.
yeah, yeah.
I had to read a few days later what that meant, and it was like mind blowing.
Really, what did it symbolize?
I met the American flag. Did you guys pick that up during it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't pick that up during it?
This guy.
When you saw Samuel L. Jackson?
Okay. In all honesty, I thought it was all right. I thought it was all right.
It was decent.
That's what I thought. I thought it was all right.
Right, it was decent. I wish he had better song selection, but he did perform a lot of his best hits when he performed with Dre in 2 Super Bowls ago.
Yeah, we just watched it.
Yeah.
And he played like all those tracks that were popping at the time.
So he couldn't perform them again.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, he
didn't want to.
could.
Like he could have, but
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to.
yeah.
I also think my general feeling on all Super Bowl halftime shows is and we said this, or if you like the artist, you like the halftime show. And
Yeah.
if you don't, you don't. Usher, we all like Usher. We were like, that was maybe the greatest halftime show ever. What was your family's group text during the Usher performance? Trashing it. I remember we talked about this on the pod.
yeah. Oh,
Your
yeah,
friends
yeah.
that didn't love Usher were trashing it. Very few
I didn't know
performances.
anybody that trashed it. I didn't know anybody that trashed it. That was the greatest Super Bowl performance I've ever seen.
It's literally on record from a year ago. They can just go back and watch. Okay.
Yeah, my family didn't get it. They were like, who is this guy and what is he talking about?
Yeah.
And that's impossible.
He's singing.
They thought
while
it was
roller skating.
fine. They just have never heard the songs. Like Usher, for my family, for French Canadians,
Yeah.
it didn't cross over somehow.
If
Not
you
yet.
don't like the artist, you probably almost certainly don't like the performance. That's it.
You're
It is
telling
what it is.
me that when your dad's running around gay bars in Paris, he didn't listen to any Usher songs?
No, the Freddie Mercury or whatever. Go on.
Gay bars in Paris.
That's a Kanye
Sounds like a
song.
Kanye song. Ball so hard.
Okay. Yeah, it is a tricky endeavor, right? You need to have be so universal that everybody knows the songs. There's like a handful of people that can do it.
Yeah.
And I guess to some people, Usher wasn't big enough,
Which is insane.
which is insane to us. But, so who is big enough? Is Pitbull big enough?
I don't think so. I think people trash. Dude, J-Lo and Shakira got trashed because people were like, what's J-Lo
So
doing?
it's Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. People who are too big, who feel like they're too big to do it.
Coldplay could maybe
Adele.
do it.
Adele, Coldplay. What if you did like a
Black people don't fuck with Coldplay.
medley.
a
Medley
medley?
would work.
Yeah.
LA, I also think we brought up, like Dr. Dre. They loved it in LA but it's also Dr. Dre and Snoop in LA. So even if you're an out of town guy visiting LA, you understand how hype this is.
All right, then. So to Kendrick's credit, instead of trying to win everybody over, do you just try to win your base?
Yeah, he just did a show that was for his
And
fans. There's a little. Did you see a little video of him just doing this after? Like I think he got exactly what he wanted out of it, and he's always kind of been for his fans, and that's it.
Right. But it is a weird thing because it's not your show.
It is weird. It is weird.
Meaning that like when you do your show for your fans, like people are coming to your show to watch you do whatever you think. When you agree to go to the other people's show, those football players' show, you are trying to do a show for everyone else. And I feel like speaking to some Kendrick fans that were let down, a lot of them said this, I didn't like the song choice. Like they were making a lot of, I don't even want to call them excuses. They just had criticism about it. And I think the overall feeling was, hey, this is our guy. This is my guy, and I want the world to know why I think he's so great. Yeah. And I think a lot of people felt let down about that.
Yeah.
They, this whole year, they were like, I told you he's the best. I've been riding with this dude for 10 years. Yep. Look, he took out Drake, he annihilated him, and he's about to do the Super Bowl, and I'm going to prove to all of you why he's the best. And then to see people go, who is he? I don't know these songs. I don't even really know what he's saying. I don't understand what's happening. And he's not like jumping out of a cannon or doing something insane. Like the choreography was cool, the videography was cool, but there wasn't any like wild Michael Jackson-esque antics that could maybe help you cross over. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's where even Kendrick fans were a little bit let down. They wanted to prove to the world that he's the best. Yeah. And I don't think that performance made the casuals go, yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, because I think to Al's point, and none of us thought of this until we rewatched we were just rewatching. Like, oh, he did a lot of these songs 2-3 years ago. Yeah. So it's very recent history.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think it's a little tough. Yeah. But I overall actually liked the performance. Everybody I was with liked it. So that's why when I saw some of the texts I was getting, and then I went online, I was like, oh, there's a lot. And then I just kind of clicked with me. Like, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, I remember not giving a fuck about that halftime show. But if you're a Tom Petty fan, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This was great.
Yeah.
Prince, people say is the best ever. I liked Purple Rain, but I like the song
Looking
Purple Rain.
back at a lot of the halftime shows, you kind of need one stadium anthem.
Yeah.
You need like a big orchestral, shut down the thing. You don't even need music. Just let everyone sing type song to really win that.
So that was the other thing we were saying is like, there are certain abilities that just cross over primally. Like, it doesn't matter how good you rap. It's not going to penetrate in the same way as like fucking Adele singing.
Bruno Mars, I remember not being a huge fan, watching that performance and being like, oh,
if you got pipes, bro, you could win people over that don't even know who you are. That's why like the national anthem. Like if you have some girl singing the national
Whitney
anthem.
Houston does the national anthem.
I didn't know. I remember being 6 years old or whatever, watching Whitney. I didn't know who she was, and I remember being like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's goosebumps.
Yeah.
So, but if you're a rapper, you don't have that.
Yeah.
That's not part of your repertoire. So you could make the show extravagant, and there are different versions of that. Or you could have a universal smash hit. Not Like Us is a universal smash hit.
Yeah.
Like, I was humming it the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's so fucking catchy.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there was no other song that was universal smash hit.
Yeah.
And outside of non-hip hop fans, no one knows Not Like Us.
That's another thing. It's niche. It's like, this is, we were having this conversation the other day. It's like, Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the world, right?
Yeah.
He can't do the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Don't you disrespect
Yo,
Bad
I'm
Bunny.
saying, I just want to be honest with you, bro.
Yo,
I want to be honest with
the
you.
amount of white people playing Bad Bunny's album right now, I think he could do the Super Bowl
No
with this latest album.
chance.
I think he could.
Al, you know New York whites. They're half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Bro, he just sold out.
They
like,
just all like you don't know Toledo, Ohio white people playing Bad Bunny. I will bet you a fucking
It's been a while
$1,000.
since you've been on the road.
Yeah.
New
You start
Yorkers.
playing Bad Bunny in Cleveland, there's going to be an issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just don't think it's not universal. You can be massive within groups, but the universality, Pitbull sells less tickets than Kendrick. More people know Pitbull songs across all genres.
Flo Rida.
Flo Rida?
This guy's
It sounds crazy. Can you bring up Flo Rida's Spotify?
Unfortunately.
No.
I'll give you Pitbull, not Flo Rida.
Stop it.
You're hating because the name is stupid. But the music is incredible.
Stupid.
Bro. I mean, just in terms of bangers.
Flo Rida's a bigger artist than Kendrick Lamar.
Wild.
I'm just being honest with you. I
thought you said you wasn't going to hate today.
That's not hate. That's facts.
That's hate.
That's data. Look at Spotify.
Okay.
Is Flo Rida even alive?
It doesn't matter.
You don't know.
No.
He guessed
Flo Rida is like one of them dancing Asians that wear the masks.
Jabberwocky.
It's a Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
It's like Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
You could put a new
Flo
Asian
Rida's
guy
an
in there.
idea.
It's
They
gonna
don't
work.
all look alike.
Yeah.
What is But you don't even wear masks.
If Flo Rida walked in
He
this
wasn't
room,
wearing a mask this whole time.
would you know what Flo Rida looked like? Be honest. If you walked in
I
here.
do know it's Burna Boy. A lot of people don't realize they're the same guy.
They look so different. It's unbelievable.
Do they really? Do they
So
really?
different. It's
More to
unbelievable.
my case.
It's Exhibit.
They don't
I
all-
think actually,
That's Flo Rida?
That's Flo
I think that
Rida.
might be Pitbull. I don't know. To be honest with you,
That's being
I thought it was Dame Dash.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it. You can mix and match it.
it's an idea, bro.
It's
you
Mr.
can't
Potato
kill an
Head.
idea, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that
No,
shit
but
is
he
Rick
would
Ross
win.
right there.
He would win, Diesel
Nah.
ass dude. Look at him in that
Oh,
black
stop.
wife beater right there.
Wait, what?
That's not even.
No, the other
That's
picture.
not him.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, he would shut it down.
Oh, actually, I think that is him.
Yeah, you thought it was
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
Gates? Come on,
Yeah, I
bro.
did think that's
Come on, bro.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so who can do? Well, Drake could do it.
You know,
I mean, that's the reality.
I don't know. I think again, I don't know that he could. I'll tell you who could actually do it. Kanye.
Oh,
Kanye could actually do it.
that's what I'm
Actually
saying.
do it. And
let
I
me
think
be,
you might have said
Kanye
this.
would have probably the most epic. It would be the last Super Bowl, but it would be the most epic Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last and greatest.
Yeah, it would be the
yeah.
last. They would stop the Super Bowl after that. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Well, it would be over.
Imagine putting an end to the Super Bowl halftime show.
There would be no more Super Bowl halftime shows. I don't think they would let black people even play in the Super Bowl after that.
But Kanye is the only rapper I can think of who can is stadium anthems. He understands
Nah, Drake could do it
the
too.
orchestra's coming in, like you said. I don't know.
10 years, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
10 years, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
But if Drake did all his collabs and he just brought out Rihanna,
Okay.
this person, that person, this person, then it's
Then
crazy
he
show.
does it. Drake, and that's one thing I will say. I wish Kendrick brought in collabs for sure.
Yeah.
Drake, if he brings in collabs, yes, absolutely.
So imagine Wayne did it, right? And brought in the collabs.
That
So
hits.
imagine Wayne brings in Nicki, Wayne brings in Drake,
Juvenile.
Juvenile.
Oh my God, Juvenile. that would
BG's
be
out,
nuts.
like-
I still think it would have been one of those things only hip hop fans would have liked it. Everyone
But
else would
if
have
it's
been
in
like,
Back that
New
ass
Orleans?
up, crossed over.
that
that's
crossover
the
crazy.
only one.
But if it's in New
Name
Orleans,
another one.
Al, that does help. Then the same way Dre and Snoop in LA went crazy. I think the issue from what I was seeing, some of the recent Wayne performances are not like what we know Wayne to be. We know Wayne is like peak Wayne. I don't know
I'm
if
just
he's
trying to
still
think
peak
of
Wayne.
who would get Mark's family to get excited. And I
Kanye.
don't think of
Kanye,
Wayne
well, they would love
performances.
Kanye, dude. They
Garth
probably
Brooks.
love Kanye now more than ever.
You might need Garth Brooks.
Yo,
I've seen Garth at the Super Bowl. I think
then
he's done the Super
where
Bowl.
Does he really?
I think he did. I think he did one of the Cowboys ones. I think 95.
I think it should be a residency. I think every year it's Garth, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's Garth again." Isn't that great? Like when I was a kid.
We gotta go see Garth. We gotta go see Garth.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I got no
saying.
problem.
I
Thunder
need to
Rolls,
see.
fire.
I need to
don't
see
know.
like a proper country. No, what is that thing called? Stagecoach.
Yeah, Steve.
But is Stagecoach new country?
Yeah.
It's more like pop country.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have like legacy acts and stuff. I think it's just like it's an event for country lovers.
Alan Jackson. That's traditional
Oh,
country.
yeah.
Go see Alan Jackson.
No idea who that is.
I grew up in Texas, though. Of course I know Alan.
No, I said I have no idea. Yeah.
I can't wait to show you more white stuff. That's the best. Just
He's
showed him
doing white stuff. He jumped in the ocean the other day.
That did?
Cold Ocean.
Yeah.
in the cold one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All the way.
And I donated. Look.
Were you wearing socks?
Oh,
Do it
you
for the kid-
donated.
I did do
Finally,
it for the
dude.
kids. I love the kids. You guys know that.
That's fire.
I love the kids.
I will
I
say.
just hate him. He's so hateable. We asked him a week ago. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the cold water." We're like, "Okay, what are you donating to?" He's like, "You got to donate for that."
Yeah, bullied me into it. I was like,
So
I
what
felt-
kids, by the way, did you donate to?
Make-A-Wish.
You Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you just have to buy the hoodie.
And then it donates some money immediately to
Boom.
Make-A-Wish.
You got to make it easy.
Wow.
There you go. Jump
There
in
you
some
go.
cold water. Y'all should come next year.
I will never.
Y'all some rich motherfuckers don't do any charity.
Yo,
Horrible people.
how did this get on us?
Yeah. The heat was on me. I got up.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. We got to start being more charitable.
We got to jump in the cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we have to do the? Do we have to do like the physical acts?
I donate to a charity all the time. My wife's bag collection. It's a very popular charity in my household.
Why is the activity always associated with the charity? Why?
Well, why can't you just give money?
Yeah, well, I just don't. I'm sure people have done jokes about this, but like, why is it always like a race, or why is it running into the water? Why does there have to be something that you get out of it to help the kids? Like, it's a little peculiar.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
You need proof that you did a good thing.
You're selfish.
It's really so you could say you did it on Instagram and people can't shit on you.
Exactly.
Because they're shitting on the guy that gave $20 to the
40.
the kid who's gonna die.
40.
Yeah, you gave 40.
40. I sent the kid to Disney World, bro. he got a pretzel on my dime. There we go.
And you get to raise awareness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was like, why are all these black guys jumping in the water? Because of Make-A-Wish.
It was just one this year, but I'm hoping for more next year.
I thought your boys went with you.
Oh yeah, sure, 2.
So when you're on, okay, let me just ask this question, and I just
You
want
have one black friend out?
That's
and my
unbelievable.
Filipino friend.
I need an,
We're United Nation.
okay, honest question. Okay, you're at the polar bear thing. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
He is
it's
wearing a white
bunch
beater.
of white
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
They're about to go in the ocean, and you're on the beach.
Oh.
Is there any feeling of them going like,
I wouldn't. Yeah.
is he gonna just take our shit when we jump in? Like,
No.
were there any looks? Did they
Was
wait
there
for
a
you
towel,
going first?
like a
No.
phone in
Yeah,
the
I'd
towel?
be nervous if I was you.
It's more of the medics start circling because they're like, is he gonna make it?
Do we have a lifeguard on duty?
It's more of that.
I do notice the comics start coming around.
The tide is coming in. I just want to let you know.
Like if you wanted 20 white people to kill a black person, the best thing they would do is let's get them in the water.
Yeah.
It really even out the odds.
And you can't-
I'd be nervous if I was you.
Yeah, I'm a strong one, you know? I make it out.
Can you?
Yeah.
Half Latino.
Yeah, it's nice. Puerto Rican. You got
Yeah.
it.
Come on, man.
Guys, very cool announcement that I'm incredibly excited to make. My new special, Life, is going to be coming to Netflix March 4th. Thank you.
Let's go.
I'm very excited for you guys all to see it. Thank you to everybody who came out to the tour. It was absolutely incredible. Every dream I ever had in comedy, that's what this tour was. And I'm really proud of the special. So I would love it if you guys go to Netflix right now and hit that remind me thing. Apparently that's really good and gets in front of tons of people's eyes. So you got maybe 3 weeks to do that. So go to Netflix. It's up there right now. You can hit that remind me button and hopefully that helps. But yeah, let's run this up, man. Let's run this up to the moon.
It is his best special, and I'm obviously a fan. I'm gonna keep saying it. This is your best. I'm so proud of you. I cannot wait for them to see it.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate all the support. So go there. And then on March 4th, we're watching as a family. Spread the word. Tell everybody. Yell it from the rooftops. Let's run it up. Now let's get back to the show.
Also, guys, we got Brea next week. This is crazy. We sold out 4 shows, added a 5th. Tickets are almost gone for that. We're trying to see if we can add a 6th. I don't know if we can. I want to keep adding. Obviously, let as many of you guys see the show as possible, but buy your tickets now because I don't know how much real estate there is in a given weekend. Also, the week after, Zany's in Nashville, February 27th through March 1st. I don't think those tickets are selling out as fast, but I know those will go, so buy those. March 14th and 15th, this is important. I forgot I had shows in Tulsa. My bad. Tickets are live. Buy them, please. 21st and 22nd, Omaha, 28th and 29th, Columbus. And then the Tampa shows, tickets are already low, April 11th and 12th. And I think we will add the 13th as well. But tickets are low for all the shows. So hurry up and buy those. AkaashSingh.com. We're going to announce more dates soon. But in the meantime, I love y'all. Thank y'all so fucking much. This is crazy how many of you guys are selling out these shows. I'm very grateful. I love you guys. Thank you.
What's up, guys? World's shortest ad read, Baltimore. I'm going to be in Magooby's Joke House February 27th. I cannot wait to see you guys there. Also, New York City, I'm going to be doing my monthly show with Joey Avery on February 25th at Mary Lou. You can get those tickets on my Instagram. I will see you guys there. I cannot wait. Come hang out with me. I will say my family, in regards to the Super Bowl, they did say this, which I thought was interesting. They didn't know anything that was going on. They're like, who's Drake? Who's Kendrick? But they did say, I like seeing a Super Bowl halftime show that wasn't sexually gratuitous. Which I actually think is an interesting point. SZA came out dressed very appropriately.
Yeah.
And like you could watch it with the whole family. There was no like overtones of like
Her voice is incredible.
Unbelievable.
she's amazing.
That was crazy. Yeah, she killed that shit.
Your
All the
family
stars.
don't want to see a Janet Jackson titty real quick?
Oh God.
That's the best. man.
Okay, here's a question. What did y'all think about the Serena Williams dancing?
Oh, it was a good touch. Good touch. I think Drake has been taking a lot of shots at her and her husband, and I think she's just like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
What would you do if your girl wanted to do a dance on a diss song to one of her exes that you know has a huge dick, bigger than yours? And it's proven because video came out of it. And then
If you're a
picture
white guy
evidence.
married to a black
It's
girl,
massive.
you've made your peace with that. If you're a white guy married to a black girl, you understand where you. It is what it is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
You've had enough black guys just walk by you like, yeah, you can't handle all that.
Yeah, he's all glowed up now, you know. He's swagged out.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's good.
Yeah.
And if he's shitting on me, she could easily just be like, nah, whether it's true or not, she could be like, I don't like that he keeps taking shots at you, fuck him. And then, you know, she has that out. Also, you're not telling Serena Williams what to do. I don't care who you are.
But it's a 1.5 second cutaway during the halftime show where she's doing a sea walk. I feel like you're a billionaire. You're the greatest female tennis player in history. Like, why do you even need to be there?
I wonder if there's a little part of it that's like, wait, I get to be in a NFL halftime show, like at the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I don't have to do anything. I just get to show up.
Also,
you don't like pettiness?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is awesome.
For me, that's not petty. That's like hurt.
No, that's petty.
Here's
She
what
I
I
feel like she misses him.
She wasn't at the she wasn't at the pop out though.
Say again?
She wasn't at the pop out show.
Right.
So that's probably why.
Here's also what I would say. The same thing that she, athlete-wise, female-wise, there's no question she's the closest to Jordan.
Yeah.
There's no part of you that ever forgives if you're like that. There's no part of you that forgives. There's no part of you that forgets. There's no part of you that allows that person to win. I don't give a fuck what it is. If Jordan's playing tic-tac-toe with you and you beat him once, I'm not forgetting that.
So what's the best way to get Drake back if you're Serena?
Super Bowl halftime show. Go
Crip
dance.
walk. Yeah.
Literally,
Yes.
I guess figuratively, not literally. You're dancing on his grave.
Say you were 16 when you met. That's the only way to get Drake back.
There's enough of those. There's enough of those.
There's none of those, okay? That's an allegedly. That's an allegedly.
Like it starts the joke and nobody's saying
He goes too far. This guy is
I
convinced.
go too far.
You do.
Why are we friends?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Serena also has a perfect cover to be like, no, I didn't do it for the Drake. I did it because I'm from Compton. I was just representing LA. Like it was an LA experience. That's all.
Yeah, I guess. But I still wouldn't want my wife doing that shit. Would you want your girl doing that? Like your girl goes, yo.
To crip walk? No, if my wife crip walk, I was like, who are you even hanging with?
I asked my wife to do it on the street. My wife been singing that Glorilla song, Big G-L-O. She's walking around our apartment singing that song. I'm like, what happened to you? She's like, it's all over TikTok. And I'm like,
yes.
what is the song? And then I go, can you sea walk while she did it? And her version of sea walk, oh God.
I bet it looks like Doves.
I go, sea walk. She goes.
Hey, can I tell you what's bothering me?
I got a good one.
My wife is singing white women songs now, and I'm annoyed by that.
Which white
Sabrina
woman song?
Carpenter, she loves, and I'm just like, what's happening?
No, that girl's a problem, man.
She's great,
No,
but it's
she's
too
great.
many of them. Now.
Yeah, she's
She just
great.
knows all the white things now.
Yeah.
She likes Alexx Earl. I'm like, this is too many of these.
It's nice,
Let's
right?
get back to the girl that shopped at Rainbow.
There's
one
a-
night.
it's
You know what I
happening.
mean?
It's
I
happening.
met my wife. She shopped at Rainbow. What happened to that girl?
What's that Alexx Earl girl is like the thing to women right now.
Yeah. She's it.
Should we start trying to like get dressed more?
Yeah.
Like
get ready
apparently, apparently getting ready is like
Yeah, you getting ready to not go to work. It's crazy.
we out here building studios for all this money and trying to have hot takes about, topical issues. We could just get ready and be trillionaires, right? Like this girl got Carl's Jr. for life from getting ready.
Yeah.
And damn well she throws that fucking Carl's Jr. up immediately. There's no way. Very nice girl. Very nice girl.
Yeah, I like
I have no idea who
What
you're
I've
talking
seen, I
about,
like.
but
No, she's a very nice girl, and her man is Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, plays for the Dolphins.
Who's the fucking man? Shout out Braxton.
Yeah.
Yo, Braxton, bro.
Also, you made a good point. You're like, the fact that there's any OnlyFans girls ever that take their clothes off for money when you
could put them on and make more.
Crazy, right?
Not everybody got a father.
she's a singer or just a get ready with me girl?
No, she's a get ready.
She's one of
with
the
me.
best at getting ready I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, she gets ready so good.
You got to watch her get ready. Can we get a video up of the getting ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it ready real
Let's
quick.
put it in reverse and then just
No, but
loop
imagine
it.
you're an OnlyFans girl. That's a great point. Imagine you're an OnlyFans girl and you're like getting naked and doing all these photo shoots, and this girl is just putting on makeup and making millions of dollars.
Yep.
She look a little Bonnie Blue in her face.
Well, Bonnie Blue's pretty. Bonnie Blue's issues isn't her looks. It's the amount of dicks that go inside of her in a given hour.
That is
Yo, that's a good point.
That is true, yeah.
That is a good point.
Thousands of dicks in an hour is crazy.
But like, I just love how she gets ready. Like I don't know.
Yo, I feel like you're being a little bit sarcastic right now.
No,
Are you being mean again, Mark?
I'm not being mean.
It sounds like he's being horny right now.
I'm being
Sounds like he's being Mark's wife went away for 2 weeks.
I'm being more horny. Yeah. I got no one to get ready with. What am I supposed to get ready with?
How's freedom?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's
2 weeks
honestly
is awesome.
You got 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got food poisoning on day 2. So
Yeah, but you're back
I heard
now.
about this shit.
I called it.
You were pre-retarded.
That's
This
what
guy,
I'm saying.
did you hear about this food poisoning?
yeah, I fumbled because I was like, look, I'm not gonna eat crazy. You know what I mean? We had extra chicken in the fridge from
You didn't pre-retard the oven?
Here's the crazy thing.
You gotta wash your chicken with soap.
That's what I did. It was chicken. It was ready
Bleach the
there.
chicken.
It was from 3 days ago. I was like, oh, that's fine. I ate the whole thing. Called my girl. She was like, what'd you eat for dinner? I was like, oh, I had the chicken you ordered. She was like, from a week ago? I was like, yeah. She was like, I ordered that 7 days ago. She was like, you definitely should not eat that. I was like, babe, I'm not. It's chicken. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
And then woke up in the morning, threw up 4 times. Called Dove, threw up on the phone with Dove. Dove starts throwing up, contagious, from across Manhattan. And then, I couldn't make it to the pod, so my apologies. But other than that, things have been great.
How dare you?
Yeah, other than that, I've been having a great time, dude. Yeah. My apartment is a disaster. The cat litter has not been cleaned out. And then the cat sitter snitched on me.
Cleaning lady, baby. That's the move.
What is the thing that you...
Why you need a cat sitter if you're home?
Because I went to Florida for the weekend, and the cat sitter put in the group chat yeah, everything's going great. The cat's doing awesome. The cat litter box had a ton of stuff for me.
Oh, she was snitching.
I was like, what the fuck? You have to say that.
Text me privately with that.
Yeah, on the
Fuck you
side.
doing?
I forgot to do it on the last day. Regardless.
All right, so what is the
great.
thing you did the most now that you're a wife?
Jerking
and-
off. Or what did you say?
I just want to make sure.
That was-
How many days you wait, or was it day 1 that you just fucking sat on that toilet?
No, you got to edge.
Hour, dude. How many hours did you wait? What are you talking about?
No, you got to edge. I edged for 3-4 days, and then
What do you mean you?
yeah, bro, you got to edge.
You just
never
watch
edge.
girls get ready for 3
I
or
just
4
want, yeah. That's what I was doing. I was getting ready. Like, I was getting ready and just
You're a
edge.
psychopath.
No, you
I try to
edge.
see how many I can get out in a day.
We got records right, yo.
That's what I'm saying. I had a 12er one day, bro. That shit was crazy.
What?
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
That's the Bonnie Blue of his wife.
Nah, bro, you
Yeah.
can't judge Bonnie anymore, man.
Nah,
you can't judge
this was in my
any more than-
20s. It was in my 20s.
12?
Nah,
12.
12 is not. That's just.
I did. That was my record.
That's every hour,
nah,
dog.
you're
How
an
many
addict.
hours?
You're
As
an
much as you
addict.
sleep, that's
No, you're an
that's a
addict,
lot,
bro.
yo.
Guys,
That's the
I get it.
problem.
I tried it.
No,
when,
bro,
I put my effort into something,
When I put my mind around
No, this is a real thing. Apparently, a teen masturbates 56 times, dies of a heart
Is that
attack.
a real story?
Of course, it's a real story. It's from Punch News. That's where I get all of my news. But yeah, so I only did 55 just to be safe.
All right, we could talk about the Super Bowl, but it was ass.
It was the worst day of my life.
It was the best day of Tom Brady's life.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of Brady stands out there. They were very happy
Oh, so happy.
about. I saw Vala. He was so excited.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was interesting. I didn't think it was going to be that dominant.
I did not either.
So just briefly, were the Eagles just that much better? Or did the Chiefs
That much
suck?
better. Also, here's what this one guy, Brian Baldinger, a very smart football guy, he's basically brought up that no matter how great a quarterback is, the way you normally pressure them is you send a blitz, meaning you have your 4 linemen and then you send another guy to like put pressure on them. Any great quarterback will eat you up if you blitz. But if those front 4 linemen can cause hell for the quarterback, that's how the Giants beat Brady.
yeah.
That's how the Bucks beat Mahomes. And that's how the Eagles dominated the Chiefs. The
Yeah, I
Chiefs
mean, they
weren't
were
as good
just-
as they used to be.
They were eating up that line, bro.
But
It was
Mahomes is still so good. But if your 4 linemen, especially the left tackle on the Chiefs, which is maybe the most important lineman, has been bad all year, and somehow they kept winning and getting away with it, and then the Eagles, their defensive ends are really good, just single-handedly, that line, especially that position, destroyed the game.
Yeah.
And Mahomes had no time to find anybody, and the rest of the team is not as good. So it was just a dominating, horrible day of my life. And that's just really God's way of telling me. That plus Luka is like God's way
Yeah,
of
you
saying
had a
like,
tough week.
just
You had a tough week.
you know, God has like an 8 billion point plan. You know,
Yeah.
and one of his points is this little fat Indian kid needs to get on Ozempic and stop watching so much sports. Really get his life together.
Yeah.
Because the Luka trade, we haven't talked about in public. I'm so fucking broken for this.
Yeah.
I've never seen an organization do this.
How do you play with the Lakers? I didn't watch the game last night.
It was fun.
I didn't.
I'll watch it.
It was
couldn't
good?
watch.
Yeah, it was fun. He had a really great moment where LeBron's on a fast break. LeBron looks way younger. First game with Luka, and he's on a fast break, and Luka looks up court and sees him, and literally big smile tosses it up to LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be awesome.
been watching that guy for 20 years. And you get to throw him an alley-oop. It sounds fun.
I mean,
Also, I was at the Knicks game and it was Knicks Lakers. It is so hard as a 41-year-old man to not root for LeBron. Like everything he did, I was like, get them young motherfuckers. Like I was so excited for him. I couldn't believe it. Like I would get up after sitting down and my knees would hurt, right? I'm sitting down and I'm drinking tequila and I would get up and I'd be like, oh, I can't celebrate that much. And like it had to be a big play for me to get up, right? And the Knicks were down the majority of the game. I think we were down 14 and we like hit some three and I got up at one point. I was really excited and I got back down. I was like, that's all I'm getting up for the rest of the game. And I'm watching LeBron dunk from the fucking dotted line.
That sounds crazy. You went home to your wife. She was like, how was watching LeBron? You're like, babe, my knees hurt so bad.
My knees.
My knees are killing me.
So it was like, yeah, I don't know. It's just...
He had a triple-double.
Who did?
LeBron in that game.
LeBron, yeah. I mean, he was just phenomenal. So it's... I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him as an old man.
I'm rooting for Luka. I'm rooting for LeBron.
I'm
Love JJ
I'm
Redick.
rooting for LeBron the way Chinese people rooted for Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel
yeah.
representation in the league, and now that I see LeBron just dunking on people at 40, I'm like, I could do that shit with paddle.
All things are possible.
All things are possible.
Yeah.
I need to be on whatever he's on. Yeah.
He's Barack for 40-year-old men.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know this was possible.
It's just so amazing to see. It's amazing to see. I feel like such a piece of shit when I come home from work and like my daughter wants to run around and I'm like, why don't we just stay in the playpen? I can control you in the playpen. And then I see LeBron just dunk for the fucking free throw line. Yeah, he's
Jackie Robinson of old guys. He really is, dude.
Yeah.
He broke the age barrier. It's insane.
Yeah, not a lot of people yelling shit at him. Yeah.
I'm broken.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was also crazy to see like people root for Bronny. When Bronny, they were the whole Garden, notorious haters. Like boo. If you're bad at the national anthem, like in the middle, they're like yelling shit out. They're cheering for Bronny to come on. He comes on, hits a layup, and they go crazy.
Yeah.
I would think New York would maybe boo him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
If he's playing alone without LeBron, booing him.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than basketball.
Yeah, it's a story.
New Yorkers love family.
Yeah.
I don't know about
It's like
that.
Fast and Furious, bro.
There is something about that though. Like
He seems like a good kid, man. Like, and
I
he's
feel
playing
bad
well in
for
the
him.
G League, so it's like, it's not like he sucks.
and he's got the highest expectation of any player in history without the expectation of the skill. So like everybody goes, oh, Bronny sucks. And then when he doesn't play amazing, they're like, he fucking sucks. It's like every, like 90% of the players that are drafted, no matter if you're drafted number 1 or you're drafted number fucking 50, suck.
Yo, the difference between LeBron as a father and MJ as a father is crazy. MJ,
Stop. Now you talk about MJ, bro.
MJ says in his Hall of Fame, LeBron gets his kid in the league, puts him on his team.
Yeah.
MJ in his Hall of Fame speech is like, sucks to be y'all.
Yeah.
You remember that part? I feel sorry for y'all.
Think MJ was proud of his son when he was piping Pippin's ex-wife? Do you don't think
He did
the
that for me.
ultimate competitor?
He did that for me.
Yes, that's
He
what
don't
he
care
did.
about you.
No.
He getting arrested, coked up, and MJ's like, what you gonna do?
LeBron really is MJ and LeVar Ball put into one guy. You know what I mean? Like perfect dad, perfect player. Just like helping out his family.
What a guy, dude.
Nah, it was cool to see.
Yeah, cool for y'all. I'm broken. I don't think I watch sports anymore.
Really?
It's over, dude. The Mavs fucking ripped my heart out. The Cowboys suck every year. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. It's not for me anymore. I'm out. I'll keep betting on it with steak. But that's it. I'll do it with no heart involved. You know what I mean?
Shout out Steak, man. Yeah, I guess we only got basketball to gamble on.
Yeah, it's over now.
Yeah.
I like betting on sports. I won my Super Bowl box.
What was your box?
0-2. Like I won the final score on my Super Bowl box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun, right?
What the
The box
how does
thing
it-
is
No, it's just
specifically-
like
How does that work?
Yeah.
So basically, you just get 2 numbers, and that has to be the score.
at the end of
at
the
the
quarter,
end of the
end of the
quarter.
half, end of the game.
So if it's like 12-7,
Yeah.
whoever had 2 and 7
Okay.
ends up winning. And it's a fun way to like keep people interested in the game, even if you don't have a team and play.
Yeah.
That's how bad the Super Bowl
That
is. People
0
are-
held up for quite some time.
Oh, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I didn't even see when it happened. No, I left.
Yeah.
Because I think the score was like right at the end.
Yeah, I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
I was stuck.
Can we bet on Akaash's happiness? Is that possible on
dude.
stake?
Fucking negative.
I would
Yeah.
take the over on him just being miserable forever.
Yeah.
Just watching sports.
Tug, these young kids who are like, I support the players, they got it. My brother was saying that. The team, fuck you all the time. LeBron is never going to let me down. The organization, some fucking retard who can't even run a casino properly when gambling is legal, he could buy your team and trade your best player. fucking gopher-looking motherfucker could do that.
But that was Nico that did that. It wasn't
Nico did it, but the owner signed off, and the owner said, hey, if you don't work hard, if you look at all the greats in our time, like Shaq, they worked hard. Shaq says all the time, I never worked hard. He's like, I didn't work out in the offseason. I used the regular season to get in shape. Yeah. So if your issue is you need to be in better shape, don't choose Shaq as the shining example. It just lets me know you don't know anything. Apparently also, if you say anything negative, like if you're wearing anything remotely negative, they kick you out of the stadium. They wouldn't show fans on the Jumbotron because they were so worried they were going to say negative things. They raised season ticket prices the 2 days after trading Luka by 61%. Like, these guys are fucking monsters. They're trash. Fuck them.
Wow.
I don't care how much you support Israel. Leave my Mavericks alone. Let them be them. You know what I mean? Do whatever you got to do over there. Leave my basketball team. Don't turn it into Gaza.
The Adelsons.
The Adelsons who own.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're big like Israel guys.
What is the Mavericks arena?
AAC.
What is it called?
The American Airlines Center?
Yeah, the American Airlines Center is your Gaza.
Yeah, they're leveling it, dude.
Anyway, if you want to gamble, you can do it with Stake. Stake is the leader in global betting and U.S. social casinos. Bet on top sports and political events and use the promo code Flagrant for your welcome bonus. Now let's get back to the show.
Bet against the Mavs.
Guys, now that we've maintained our masculinity by talking about the Super Bowl, can we talk about what we actually want to talk about?
Yes.
Well, what if you could guess? What would it be?
I know.
I mean, just take a wild guess.
Guys, where are we?
The Middle East.
Almost. It's honestly, it's a conflict
this
that
is a
I
much
feel
more
like,
interesting conflict.
Yeah, it's more complicated. It's far more complicated and it's longer lasting.
Yeah.
What is it? What would you think?
Al, you're an expert on this particular topic. It involves a white woman.
A little Taylor, a little Blake Lively, a little Baldoni,
Justin Baldoni.
Y'all getting me excited now. Come on. Finally, let's start the pod.
It was crazy because you guys were talking about it. I didn't really know anything about it. And I was sort of like, all right, let's see whatever this is. And then I got into it. And
you have the least white wife in this entire group. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on.
I've been on it, yo.
Yeah, I explained it to her and everything. And
I've been teaching my wife.
It might be a black thing.
I'm like, babe, you got to sit down right now.
It did bring out the little gay fat boy in me, to be honest. I read all 500 pages of the amended complaint, as well as the important timeline of events that Justin Baldoni released on his website this morning.
Okay. So Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift.
Yep. Until recently, she seems like she's distancing herself, according to an inside source, which has been released to TMZ this morning.
Yep, she's smart.
Allegedly.
Okay, so where does this begin?
Oh my goodness.
There's a book. It ends with us. My wife actually read the book before.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife too. No big deal.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, your wife hasn't read Fourth Wing?
I'm on that now. I'm a white woman too.
Finally. Okay.
You guys let your wives read?
You read Fourth Wing?
Yeah.
It's good. I'll check it out.
Audiobook, but I'm on it.
It is so fun.
It's good.
I need to read at all costs. Give me any book.
Write books for women because once one is popular, every single woman devours that shit.
Yeah.
Fourth Wing, it ends with us. I think there's another one.
I told you about...
What's that?
A Court of Thorn and Roses was big.
Bro,
that was
Outlander? Did I remember I told you about this? My girl read all of Outlander, which is the most insane show. It's about
not a TV show? It is
a TV show, but it was a book originally.
Oh, okay.
And it's about a woman that goes back in time so that she can cheat on her husband, like, consensually.
Yeah.
It's literally the whole thing is time travel's real, so she can fuck, like, an old Scotsman and, like, justify cheating. That's the entire book. My wife's like, it's just amazing. It's like history.
I need to time.
I was like, no, it's not history.
I love this concept.
It is kind of fire. Loki, the first season goes so crazy.
Yeah, like Elon, what you doing? Make some fucking time.
If I could double the number of women I've had sex with,
yeah.
you know how crazy that would be?
And the first season goes so crazy. It starts in World War II, goes back to the Battle of Culloden, where the Scottish try to get independence, and then they also do the American Revolution in the same season.
You said a lot of words.
And it's a whole, it's history plus cheating. It's fire.
Okay.
But anyway, so basically they make this book. You guys.
It ends with us.
You guys read it.
Justin Baldoni, who's an actor, hot guy, but he's like really big into like not.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's a
like,
really handsome guy.
Yeah, but he's like very like, what is masculinity? And I listened to a little podcast he did.
Attractive people, I don't really listen to when they talk.
Yeah,
I just objectify.
I gave this one a chance, and I was actually impressed.
Oh, really? You started listening to him?
I started listening. I listened like 10 minutes before I was like, I need to see him.
Yeah, I just need to jerk off.
yeah, I gotta break out.
You got an edge, dude.
Yeah. But he's basically like, what is masculinity? And like, I think he's like, I don't like the term toxic masculinity. It's too like politically analytical, and masculinity is not toxic. So he's not like a complete cuck. He talks like an actor, which is a little annoying, but he's like, I just think...
I like that angle, though.
Yeah, he's like, man, if you have trauma, you should work through it, because most of the time you're with your girl, you could do a lot more damage to her if you don't work through your trauma than she could do to you.
What was his trauma? Did he talk about that?
No, I didn't listen
He
to that
does
part.
have some trauma.
What's his trauma?
So he says that he was sexually assaulted as a young man. When he was like 20 years old.
I get that, though.
by an older, I think she was older, by a woman, and that's how he lost his virginity. And it was not really
20?
Yeah, it wasn't really consensual. She kind of like coerced him into it, and then he felt guilty and has trauma from that. That's a part of it.
He was also introduced to porn at a young age. I think he was like 12 when he was introduced to porn. That's everybody.
Guys, guys.
I got a sex smart.
He had a porn addiction.
Happening.
He had a porn addiction as well that he talked about that he recovered from.
This is
How do you recover from it?
Edging. So you just never come and you're not addicted anymore.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait, 12 times in a day, is that a problem?
I
No,
think so.
you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
12 times.
Yeah.
But that's my record, though.
Yeah.
I was going for it.
Yeah.
That's
But
the most I could do.
But he gets to write this book like 5 years ago. Like he is emailing the author Colleen Hoover like, hey, I'm starting this production company. I would love to make a book about this. I think it's important.
He
Gets
also made
the
another
rights.
movie, 5 Feet Apart. Remember that movie we watched on an airplane?
He made 5 feet apart.
Yeah.
Hold
is
on,
that the two young-
hold on. We were traveling
To Russia?
to Russia.
Oh,
And there was
balls.
Yes, we're traveling to Russia, and there's this
I love
movie.
this guy.
She has cystic fibrosis. Is that it?
Yeah.
So
And
she-
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody's in it?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's an
guy-
actor.
Cole
Sprouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cole Sprouse. Yeah, with the long hair. He's kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
And a lot of hot guys. You talk about that show. Hey, the show's going on. We objectify women too. Okay, don't think we're some fucking ribs like you. No, no. But
Speaking of which, David said something
guys,
insane.
this show's becoming way too lit. Okay, we need to talk about women back. Okay,
Bro, I was hanging with David, and literally Archer was hanging with us, and he leaves, and then David goes, bro, I swear to God, if I was a girl, I'd let Archer hit.
Yo, David.
I was like, bro, what?
David, facts. Arch, you can get it. You're the Baldoni of the studio, Arch.
I said
It
this-
used to be Mark, but he fell off.
I had a kid, bro.
He fell off. Now Arch got that little hockey haircut.
Yeah.
We
He's
see you,
looking
Arch,
good.
not wearing socks.
Bro, wait, what? Why
I
are you listening to
didn't
speed?
know
I didn't know
I
he
didn't look at his
was
ankles ever. What are you talking about? I never looked at his ankles.
that's weird.
Yeah, whatever. Arch.
Call HR
Whatever,
for that
Arch.
one.
Yeah,
So that's crazy.
my bad.
So Baldoni gets the rights to this movie, right?
Yeah.
And they start working
No,
on
we
it.
didn't talk about the cystic fibrosis.
I'm drunk. Keep going.
We're watching this movie and we're just watching whatever's on the screen. I look over and Al's watching this movie and he turns to me. He goes, yo, I ain't gonna lie. This movie is fire. Put this on. I go, all right. I put it on. It's just like rom-com with people who can't be around each other, but you fall in love.
There's no
whatever.
calm, really.
It's not even calm. It's just like a dramatic,
just good.
romantic.
It's like
yeah.
The Fault in Our Stars, which I've read. Type
Exactly.
shit.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Fantastic.
About like an hour in, I look over. And Al is taking the blanket and he is blowing his nose
That's disgusting.
because he is snot crying on the plane. He blows his nose, he looks at me, he goes, yo, this shit's crazy. This shit's crazy right here, yo. This shit's crazy.
And you know what's coming. That's the crazy
I
part.
know, yeah, there's only 2 movies that made me cry on a plane like that.
Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou,
That shit
which
was
I didn't watch on my own screen. I watched
Is
on
that the Bonnie Blue movie?
No, stop it. Don't you dare.
No, the director.
Shout out Justin Chong. Justin Chong.
Okay.
And I watched that on the screen next to me, and me and the guy next to me cried. I didn't have any words. Me and the guy next to me were crying together. And it started like he was annoyed I was watching, and by then he was like, no, this shit hit, right? I was like, yeah.
Dude, the end is unbelievable.
Oh, it's
it
incredible.
gets you so badly. Oh
Shout
my
out
God.
Justin. Shout out Justin. And what's it called? Strong Side.
Left side, strong side. Remember the Titans.
Oh, remember the Titans.
Also, Coco.
Coco is that's
Oh, Coco was a
Yeah,
banger,
I cry on
dog.
land. I cry on anything. We
Yeah.
could
Lion
watch
on a plane.
What's that?
Lion.
Lion.
What's Lion?
Is this some Jewish shit?
Lion, it's a Dev Patel movie. It didn't make me cry though.
Watch it on a plane.
Why is the mic so low?
I know.
You're talking like you're Freddie Mercury.
Bring the mic up.
Lion.
Yeah, lion.
He's doing Live Aid.
Lion is Fire is based on a true story. Indian kid.
Ain't nobody care.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
And then 5 Feet Apart is the other one you cried at.
And then, but okay, back to this.
On the way to Russia, they didn't let us into the country for being gay, and we had to go home.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was, remember when they asked us about that?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you have a black friend who's very gay. You don't want he was crying on the movie that we put in the play. How did you get around that, Al?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. You don't remember a lot of our travels.
No.
It's so weird.
It's so blurry, you know?
Yeah, it is all blur, isn't it? Such a crazy blur.
He makes that movie, all right? And he shows that to Colleen Hoover, and she's like, you're amazing, you're perfect for my book, and they go ahead, get into pre-production for the movie. They get Sony to be the partner to actually make the movie come together, and then it's produced and directed by Justin Baldoni and his company, Wayfarer Studios. Coincidentally, it also is starring Justin Baldoni.
Fire. Does he play the abuser?
Yes. And so the book, could you explain like what you know about the book?
This girl meets this guy in high school. She's from an abusive household, like wildly, violently abusive. This guy is like homeless, and then they form a friendship that turns into something more. They drift apart, college, whatever. They move, I guess, and then she falls in love with this guy who's like
A nice guy.
He seems nice, but he's
a
also
neurosurgeon.
like neurosurgeon, handsome, does all these things that are like kind of possessive, but she doesn't really catch the red flags early or whatever. They get married, have a kid. He becomes more abusive. He sexually assaults her at one point.
That's Baldoni?
Yeah, and they have a baby.
Character.
And then at the end, the decision she makes, so you should know this, I'm not spoiling anything, is she leaves him. It ends with us. A cycle of abuse and violence that I grew up with is
I'm not going to let my
kids.
kids see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fairly dark movie.
Yeah, that seems pretty dark.
There's romance, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And so that's important to note.
We're supposed to believe that she left Baldoni. Is that what we're supposed
It's
to
funny.
believe?
My wife was showing me TikToks after of a bunch
Ain't
of
no
girls
way.
being like, bunch of girls left the movie being like, leaving the movie knowing I'd take him back.
I take it back. 100%. It's a beat once a month. You get to walk around with him every day.
Neurosurgeon?
Neurosurgeon.
Oh, yeah. That's
He didn't fix it.
So that's what the book is about, which is important to note because it comes up later with all the backlash that Lively gets. So basically, Baldoni, Wayfarer, and Sony approach Lively. They get her cast as the main character, as Lily. So,
Which immediately, my understanding, even my wife was like, she's like a fan of Gossip Girl and all that. She's like, I don't love this casting. She's a bit too old to play this girl in high school and like, or whatever. Just like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work to
But
me.
everybody feels that way about
I guess
it.
so. I guess a lot of fans are
I remember when
generally
Tom
like,
Hanks was cast
Da Vinci
as
Code.
Da Vinci Code. I was tight.
but that haircut ruined that whole movie.
No, it wasn't a haircut. It was like when I was watching it, I just imagined him being so handsome.
Yeah.
I imagine Richard Gere.
Yeah.
I read all those books. I read Angels and Demons. I read every one of those Dan
What a
Brown books.
gang.
You're coming in hot.
Yeah.
Can I tell you
like
something?
flaming hot.
Did you imagine Tom Hanks?
No, but I wasn't mad because he wasn't handsome enough.
I was furious.
And then when he got cast, I was like, that's fire. But then that stupid haircut
Yeah, the
ruined
haircut
it.
was crazy. The haircut was crazy. Anyway,
All right, anyway.
but Tom
cool.
Hanks in a tweed jacket, like I don't, but Richard Gere on the other hand, do you know what I mean? The guy was piping Crawford.
Miles in the corner.
Miles
He got excited.
Miles, who'd you want him to be?
Christian Bale or something like.
Yeah, like a hot guy.
He was popping back then. He American Psycho, but that's it. Anyway, go ahead.
He had a body in American Psycho, though.
basically,
He had a body.
My man.
they start.
Another one, like you let him kill you. You know what I mean? Like another one. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Come on.
Murder me.
This is why female serial killers, it could be the easiest job in the world. Right? Like, remember when that girl, what was her name? She killed
Eileen
like 4.
Wuornos.
She killed like 4. And it was like, all right. Like, we're supposed to be impressed by that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
anyway, go.
So basically, they do the movie, they start getting into pre-production. Okay. Again, everything I'm about to say also is allegedly. There's lawsuits flying everywhere.
Yep.
I don't want to get embroiled in
It's
this.
all allegedly.
And I'm also.
Hey, embroil us, Mark.
I'm trying to also be unbiased, okay? Because if the allegations are true and Blake Lively was sexually harassed, that's bad.
Yeah.
But if Baldoni's whole career is getting skewered,
it could be worse, but it's bad. This guy. It
By
could be
Baldoni?
worse.
It's bad.
No. It could be worse, but it's bad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Like I could be sexually harassing her. That's worse.
That's worse.
Yeah, and
That's
more likely.
way worse.
And yeah,
Those eyes.
Stereotypically, slightly more
Why
likely.
you gotta add?
It is crazy.
The last thing you see is these big, beautiful eyes.
Give me vagina and Bob. Give me vagina and Bob.
So,
Yo, give us some good sexual harassment you learned back home.
It's like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
All right, go.
So this is going into pre-production, all right?
yeah.
And they're going back and forth. They have the script basically done, and then slowly it seems like there's things that are coming up that are potentially red flags. Now, there's also a piece of this that I think is very important. Blake Lively, prior to doing the movie, like months before, just had her 4th child.
Wow.
So she just delivered a baby, and she's now raising a newborn while on the set, but also is recovering from 9 months of pregnancy.
Yeah.
Which I think is a big part of this that I think some people leave out. So they start getting into pre-production, and then slowly she starts to kind of like not be super easy to work with. It seems like, according to the text that Baldoni's released. So she hasn't read the book, and
That's a problem.
And initially, and I don't know if she reads it later, but according to the text, into pre-production, she hasn't read the book. She wants to just be living in the script and be married to the character in the script.
Actually, I like that.
Can I be
That's
honest
an
with you?
excuse to be lazy, yo.
That's what I say to every movie when I don't want to read the whole script.
Yeah.
I go, I just don't want to know what happens next because my character wouldn't know. I swear that's the excuse I use every single
That's a
time.
great
I'm
excuse.
just too lazy to read it, and I'm not. I usually read it after, and I'm like, oh, that happened? Like, I didn't even know I was gay in that TV show on Hulu. I showed up to the day, and I had my hands on the wall, and I was like, what the fuck is this about? I'm just as surprised as you.
You weren't annoyed when they were like, "You're perfect for the role." Like, you are.
Well, after the fact, I was like, what you mean perfect?
No.
Do you listen to this podcast or something? Go on.
So, and then there's another thing that happens early on that's a little bit of a red flag. Baldoni's really, really strict on getting an intimacy coordinator.
He wants an intimacy coordinator.
He wants an intimacy coordinator. This is someone that comes into the production that is able to supervise all the sex
to make
scenes,
sure nobody feels uncomfortable.
and also to coordinate the sex scenes so that they play more realistically and that they sort of can tap into the audience that they're trying to reach.
Realistic and still safe. That's your whole job.
Got it.
Yeah. So,
But if that was one of your mans, you could hire him and be like, yo,
Watch me work.
right? Like how do we know that person's a professional and that it's not like Joey, Tuba from New Jersey who's like, yo, make this shit intimate today. Do we have a track record
So
on
he
this?
says to Blake in text, you can meet, there's an interview coordinator would love for you to meet her and get your sign up before we move forward.
Got it.
She says, no, I'm good. We don't need to meet with this person.
now she says specifically, I'll meet with them once we start filming, but she declines it in pre-production.
Got it.
And so some people look at this and say,
Again,
oh,
that's lazy.
She declined she's also working on other stuff. People say,
This is a
oh,
mom. She got 4 kids. She just had a kid. Like, she don't have time to meet up with this intimacy coordinator. Also, she's not assuming anything crazy is going to happen.
so people are saying she's denying the intimacy
She's a
coordinator.
white woman. She's always assuming something crazy. Constantly searching for something crazy. to
And you're
happen.
the lead of this.
Fucking
Like, you got to
oxygen
be
for these
all
people.
in.
Yeah.
And then other people say, no, she didn't decline the intimacy coordinator. She just postponed it for the scenes that required, like, full-on intimacy,
Yep.
birth, etc.
Yep.
So that's like the big note that everyone's pointing at. She declines it. And then slowly addendums and changes to the script start to happen. So April 9th, 2023, she starts having notes on the rooftop scene. This is like an infamous scene where the two of them meet for the first time. And she wants to kind of like change the script a little bit. She wants to like revise it. She does her version of the scene. It kind of changes up a bunch of stuff, sends it to Baldoni and says, hey, I've revised it. Before she sends it, she also makes a statement where she goes, a lot of times on these movies, I will rewrite whole scenes. I will add stuff to the movie that gets added in and I never get any credit. And sometimes I add stuff and people don't even want to hear it. Like, I'm intimately involved in the production and no one gives me the time of day. And that's really frustrating as like an actor and all the stuff that I've done this far in Hollywood.
You maybe didn't mention, she's also a producer.
Yeah.
And he's
I
a
think that's
director.
later.
No, I think from the beginning, she's a producer.
Yeah, I imagine
yeah.
if someone of her size that's stepping into a role in more independent film. Like,
So it's not just an actress wanting to change a scene. It's also someone with power over.
Now, Dove, what are the rules in Hollywood about that? Is there like producer in name only, or is there? No, I mean, if you're a producer, you have the rights to communicate with. She's powerful enough that she can speak up.
I mean, we got some producers on my special that have no right to do anything.
Yeah, but
Right? We just kind of put them in there.
But you're a little different than Baldoni, turns out.
Hopefully, hopefully in the right way.
Yeah. No, but Baldoni's very accommodating.
I'm confirming. And there can be a million EPs, but as a producer, the ones that would actually win an Academy Award if it got to that point, I think you have 4, 5, maybe. She's a proper producer on this one.
Okay, good.
So he's like, yeah, you can send me over your.
By the way,
your
when I
change
was
to-
talking about producers on the special, I'm just talking about Scooter Braun. Okay? That's the only one I'm talking about. Everybody else did a lot of work for it, and thank you very much. Scooter, that's for you. Okay? I didn't go to the Nova exhibit, so Scooter, you get to be a producer on the special.
All's fair. Fair trade.
Yeah, my bad on that one.
But she makes changes and then sends it over to him, and then he basically responds this. And I also think it's worth noting that it seems like Baldoni is potentially on the spectrum a little. That he says stuff and does things that are so well intentioned, but that come off weird.
Okay.
And so he basically says, hey, I really appreciate your passion on this. This is awesome. I think realistically, the final version of this will probably be like a blend between like the original version and your version.
That
That's
strikes you as someone on the
Do
spectrum?
you think that Al would word anything like that?
So the way that
I put it in ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like spectrum at all. That seems like high emotional intelligence.
the way she interprets it.
How
and-
do you pronounce the other AI?
Yo, shut the fuck up.
How do you pronounce
Mark's
the other
talking
AI?
right now. A white man is talking.
Starts with a P. Al. Thank you.
I needed that.
Go.
But so she,
what did he call it?
I don't know. I just want to hear him say
What did he
it.
call
just
it?
go.
What's the other chat GBT for like history and stuff?
I don't even know.
Perplexity.
I don't know this one. I swear I don't know this one.
Go ahead. My bad.
so
I use the one you could say.
she interprets it as him going, Blake, hey, we're not going to use this, but I love your passion. I love that you're so like into this, but we're not going to really use this. That's the way she interprets it.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know that.
So she's pissed off.
See, I didn't sense that.
Yeah, they do that, right? They do that, right? Don't they do that?
like,
Yes.
he said one thing and she heard something.
She heard a
completely
totally
else.
different
Managed
thing.
to find a way to make it negative.
Yeah.
Asshole-ish.
Yeah, even when you have your best intentions and you try to accommodate their feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. What about that says spectrum to you, honestly?
Well, there's a couple other things that come up a little bit later that are like,
Did he know the exact train times for arrivals?
yeah.
All right, guys, you've seen the colors have changed in the room. You already know what time it is. Okay, Valentine's Day is approaching. I hope you're ready. You know how to be ready. You know the thing that you need to deliver. If you have that date, you need to be the best version of yourself. Okay? You need to deliver. You need to be rocked up. You need to be hulked. You need to be put in a situation where you're proud of the veins in your shit. How do you do that? You could cheat. I wouldn't recommend that. Not at all. Don't break up your family. Okay? What you should do is give your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, Justin Baldoni, the best dick you've ever given in your life. Same active ingredients inside Cialis or Viagra, but this is the one that we rock with. This is the Chew. BlueChew.com. You go to BlueChew.com, you're going to get your first month free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping, okay? Go there right now. Enjoy Valentine's Day. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys, let's take a break for a second because I got to talk to you about Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one platform that combines practically every single tool that you could pay for as a business owner under one roof, okay? You can save hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars by making a switch to Odoo. Let me make this very simple, okay? They have a time tracking platform so employees can track their hours worked and an accounting platform to replace QuickBooks, invoicing, and much more. Plans start as low as $24.90. Basically, the idea behind this is you're going to use all these different platforms. With Odoo, you don't have to go a la carte. It's all under one roof. I mean, even DocuSign, if you think about it, is $25 a month, right? But when you use Odoo's signature platform for the same exact price while having access to every other business tool. Makes a lot of sense. You should do it, obviously. And this is free. Your first app on Odoo is free for life with unlimited hosting and support and a free personalized domain name for an entire year. Okay, so if this sounds useful to you, go to Odoo, that is odoo.com/flagrant to get started with Odoo for free. Now let's get back to the show.
After that, she invites Baldoni to meet at her apartment in New York City.
She invites, okay, yeah.
And they're meeting at her apartment all the time to like work on the script and to hash out scenes and do like regular production stuff.
Got it.
So
let's stop there. How would y'all feel if your wives?
I ain't going.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean you ain't going? You were not invited. Your wife's getting piped out by Justin Baldoni. Of course you're not there.
Yeah, I'm not there.
I'm not going to be. I'm putting my foot down. You're going to go alone to this handsome guy.
You're not the star of the movie.
What's going on?
If I'm Baldoni, I'm not going. If I'm Baldoni, I'm not even going.
I'm asking about like if your wives was the star of the movie
if your
and
wife
she's inviting Baldoni over.
You're not even doing the movie. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
You're not even doing
you.
the movie.
You're a housewife.
No. Be in a movie with an ugly guy.
Okay, fair enough.
Ugly guys, by all means.
There we go. Jonah Hill, come over. Workshop some lines.
He's skinny now.
Yeah, now I feel bad. Now you made me feel bad.
Should.
I thought we could all get on board on that.
Yeah. He's like, duh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. He's skinny now. I said you're skinny now.
Yeah.
He was saying.
Now you're going too far. Now you're going too far. You can't take the compliment of being skinny if you were never fat. Never. It's normal. It was normal.
But
No,
like when
gain
like
weight.
fat people get skinny,
weight.
you kind of got like
well.
You got like post fat body.
Bro, when we were in Turkey, he couldn't buckle the life vest. He put on the life vest and it wouldn't buckle. He said, yo, can you loosen it from the back? Like, he said it quiet. He said, yo, can you loosen it from the back? I was like, no, you're going to drown with your fat ass. That's what's going to happen.
Why do you need a
Just
life
float.
vest? Yeah, you float. That's fine. That's not a problem. So basically, Baldoni shows up to the residence of Blake Lively, and greeted at the door is Ryan Reynolds. He's very excited to see him. He's like, dude, we're so excited to work on this movie. Blake's been super obsessed with the script. This is going to be great. They sit down and they go through the script. And then at that same meeting, all of a sudden, a quote, mega celebrity walks in and is also talking about the rooftop scene that Blake had adjusted. And she's like, oh my goodness, we love Blake's version of the rooftop scene. Everyone loves the way Blake did the rooftop scene.
So putting a little pressure on Baldoni.
Now, this mega superstar is not strictly named. I have noticed that in the timeline of events from Baldoni's website, there is actually an uncensored version. I don't know if it's on purpose or on accident, where they do say Taylor, which we can presume is Taylor Swift, who is the godparent to Blake Lively's children.
Son, we got to send Mark's wife away more often. The amount of detail that he is breaking this down is absolutely sensational.
If anyone can diagnose autism, it's me. All right? I mean,
He did a lot of reading while he was edging.
That's what I was edging to. Bro. Come on, you pop a couple zins, you're locked in. And so basically, there's a little bit of pressure being applied to Baldoni. It seems like everyone loves everyone loves Blake's version of it. And this is actually important to note because later Blake will admit that it was actually not her that rewrote the rooftop scene, that it was Ryan Reynolds that rewrote the rooftop scene.
Oof.
To which Sony and the screenwriters are like, well, we have to give Reynolds a credit on this. We're violating our SAG union obligations. This is like a huge nightmare. You can't say that.
Yeah.
But she goes on and says it anyway. But regardless, in the moment she says, I rewrote it. He leaves and is basically like, okay, this is kind of wild. That was on the 12th, all right? And then
1 second. Isn't that so manipulative? She goes to the guys like, oh, no one ever takes me seriously when I, offer suggestions. You're using that by saying I rewrote this scene. Meanwhile, it's your husband who rewrote the scene.
Ooh.
That's fucked up.
Great point.
So now she's playing into his identity of I support women, I believe women, and we need to be better.
And you're playing victim with no one ever takes me seriously. I work so hard. I'm such a creative person. You didn't even do nothing. You didn't read the book. You didn't rewrite the scene. What the fuck did you do?
It's a good tactic, though. Like, that this guy doesn't want to tell a woman that's the producer of the movie and the lead that she can't have a say in it because it goes against his identity publicly. So you can manipulate him based on that. It's a good idea.
I mean, it's not a nice thing to do.
No, I'm not saying it's nice, but I can understand why she would go that way with it.
Got you. Okay.
Right? Because it'd be way harder if she was like, I'm the producer and this is what I'm going to put. He'd be like, no, I don't really want to do that. But if she goes, I'm a woman and I've been in this business forever and nobody ever takes me seriously and yada, yada, yada. Now he has to be like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to say no kindly. I got to say it's going to be a blend. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it is at this point that he basically says something to the effect of like, hey, I loved your revision, even without the cosign of Taylor and Ryan. Like, you didn't even need to really bring them in. Like, your work stands on its own, and I thought it was great. And then she, I believe at this point, this is when she sends the Khaleesi text that has now become famous, where she basically says, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or for worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those that I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you.
And I think she's talking about Taylor and Ryan Reynolds as her dragons.
Now, the irony in this is that Khaleesi was pretty famous for like fucking the closest guy to her throughout the Game of Thrones. So I don't know if you really want to say.
And dies at the end.
Horrible metaphor. But
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I believe it's also around this point that he leaves her a voice note after she's sort of like expressing like, yeah, I didn't really like the way you responded to my original sort of addendum to the script. You kind of brushed me off. Baldoni feels bad about it. They have this whole intervention kind of with like Taylor and everyone. And this is when I believe he leaves this voice note that has now become released to the public. But
I heard that.
this is a whole 7-minute thing. And just to give you a vibe, people also point to this to indicate how creepy Baldoni is and that he's sort of like manipulating her, da-da-da-da.
No, the first few, just do the first few seconds.
It is 2 a.m.
Pause.
Yo, take that sexy voice off, bro.
Guilty.
Yep. Yep.
Don't start no fucking voice note to my wife with it's 2 a.m. I'm
And then
thinking about you.
the
My
deep
voice
D
is sore.
Stop.
Nah.
Stop.
That's crazy.
Wake you up.
Pause. Again, why are you breathing loud?
He just finished
and
edging
moaning
right
into
now,
the
son.
goddamn voice note. Just get the information out. All right? Ryan beating off to this voice
There's so
memo.
much I want to say to you, and I hope that we can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just gonna send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not gonna be more than a few minutes. But I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have
I'm
the
not a
best.
minute man. I'm not a minute man. This guy's flirting, bro.
I didn't even pick up on that one.
Yeah, he's got girl brain, bro. He gets it. I'll understand.
Voice memos. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. I'm really sorry. I
This guy.
for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That
He goes on to say, like, hey, I'm not a perfect person. I'm going to do better going forward. And I'm so sorry for the pain it caused you. And I'm really excited to collaborate on this project further.
Way sexier, though. Way sexier.
Yeah, slightly sexier than I did.
So
but
don't leave my wife a voice note sounding like that, bro.
If I'm his wife, I'm tight. Like, why are you sending other bitches voice messages at 2 a.m?
Yeah, have we spoken to his wife yet?
I don't know.
She came out and supported
600
him.
million on the
She's
line.
come out in
She's
support of
probably
him.
not gonna say
Yeah,
nothing.
But she hasn't really been vocal in the whole saga. But she has obviously come out in support of him.
She's a keeper.
So
Yeah, true.
that's kind of where things are at right now.
So he records this voice note. When does he start recording all the texts and everything like that? Because that's a little bit fishy to me.
That he's actually
The first person that decides to record everything.
So I think it comes up later that they're actually taking like metadata recordings where they're like downloading all the like PDFs and everything. But I think they have all the text correspondence from their entire
According to
collaboration.
Candace Owens, at some point early in the filming, when Blake Lively starts kicking up a fuss, that someone on Justin Baldoni's PR team, there's also like a PR thing that happens where like his original PR lady is like a real...
Are we going to get into that too?
Yeah, I mean, that's like all crazy.
But they at some point they say, hey, this movie's filming in New Jersey. Y'all are all in New Jersey. You don't need her consent to record anything. Just record all of it. Keep track records of everything. They didn't go to New Jersey to do it or whatever. The movie's filming there. So it's
But
like,
because they were there, they could do it.
do
Got
this.
it. But
Just be safe.
Got it. Okay, so something happened, and I want to know what that point was where he felt that Blake and maybe Ryan did not have his best interest at heart, and he's like, I need to start collecting information that is potentially protective for me and incriminating to them.
You know, and I think it was probably the day after this. I think he sends that voice note. I think he's probably talking to.
Didn't they
the
try to
director
buy
or-
the script from
Yeah,
him? Or
there's. I think that's
That's
coming.
what I
later. That's
thought.
coming
Oh,
later.
that's later. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the voice note comes out, and again, we're fast forwarding, but like people are using this. This basically acts as like a mirage or like an optical illusion. Like if you think that this guy is a creep and a sexual harasser,
Then
and you
that's
hear
what
this,
you
and you're
see.
like, obviously, if you assume he's just like a good, well-intentioned, like
Then that's
male
what you see.
feminist type dude, and you're like, yeah, he's being so nice. Everything he's saying is good.
Yeah.
But the way he's saying it,
Yeah, the voice is creepy, but the words are the right ones.
and everything he says, he's like, dude, I completely understand.
Creepy. More like dreamy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and the
Even
difference-
what he's saying, I don't believe it.
Don't yuck
Just
my yum.
because I've heard the rhetoric so much from people that I think are full of shit.
That was my initial
like,
issue with him. From what I've heard, he seems more sincere, but he does talk like that, which is like I think an actor way of talking.
There's
like,
an LA thing throughout all the texts. If you read all the correspondence, the way that all of them talk to each other is sort of insufferable.
Yeah.
Actors are insufferable people, and they think all their words carry such a weight, and they talk as if everything is a Shakespearean monologue.
I would give the earth to work with you again, and the moon and the stars. Like we are destined to make this
There's no
project.
disagreements, by the way. Like when you're just like sitting on set, everybody's just talking about the thing, complaining about the same thing, and agreeing, and then moving on.
All being fake nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the most boring.
horrible.
Oh, it's awful. It is. It's like the antithesis of a podcast where we just sit here and disagree with each other. Yeah.
But the difference is that we actually like each other, and then we argue in front of people. Whereas
Speak for
these people don't really like each other, and they're
And
all
then
so nice.
Nice to each other.
Yeah.
100%.
So the next phase that happens like escalates things crazy. So that happened on April 14th, 2023. April 22nd, like a week later, Baldoni goes in the movie, in the script, in the original script, there's a scene where his character lifts up her character, like picks her up. And Baldoni has a bad back. He's had many back surgeries. He has like a bulging disc in his back.
he got that Luigi.
Yeah, he's just been blown out back, or he's got his back blown out. And it's like a whole thing, right? So he goes to the
Got
personal
his
trainer.
back blown out?
I don't
What
know.
did you mean by that?
I don't know if actually he's got his back blown out.
Because you've been saying the facts for the last like 20 minutes perfectly, and then you just said something like that about Baldoni.
What do you mean?
So what did you mean when you said that?
No, I meant he was blowing out backs,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
I
get
mean,
bad
likely.
back from putting too much work in.
Put too much
Yeah,
work
you
in.
put too much work in.
which is that's a red flag.
Never
That
been
is
in
true.
it.
You have such a good back.
Yeah.
One of the strongest
The
backs.
only good part of it.
Okay, all right.
And basically, he goes to the personal trainer and says something to the effect of, "Hey, I want to avoid injury. So, how much would you estimate Blake Lively weighs?" Ballpark. Just as a fruit, as a collection of fruits, if you had to guess, it's like 10 watermelons. Like, what are we talking, right? He goes to the guy and says, "How much does she weigh?" And it's not really stated what the personal trainer responds with, but basically, this comment gets back to Blake Lively, and she's pissed and offended, and thinks that it's completely inappropriate to be asking about the actress's weight as like the director or as an actor. Which again, he's playing both. So
If you
there's-
got to ask, you can't lift her. Right?
He doesn't want to be embarrassed. What if she,
No, I'm just saying, like, if you have to ask, it's because you're concerned.
Yeah.
And if then you got to change it, you got to rewrite it.
Yeah. So that becomes a problem, okay? And that happens on April 22nd.
Yeah.
Now,
How much you think she weighed? Because she's not small, right? Like she was a model at one point.
Tall lady.
she looked tall? How tall is she?
I don't know how tall she is. No,
5'9", 5'10", probably.
So she's probably around like a buck
She's
50.
as tall as Al pretends to be, probably.
Yeah. So she's what? Like a buck 50. So he's got to deadlift a buck 50 with a
Yeah.
bad back.
Damn.
What? Is that
How you put 150 on her?
is that a lot?
She's 5'10".
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's a good amount of shit.
Yeah, but they don't eat. She's probably like 120.
No chance she's 5'10",
120 at 5'10.
dying.
crazy.
No? Oh, I don't know bitches weights.
So again, this is like some spectrum thing where it's like, okay, you're asking, you want to do the right thing, you have a bad back, you want to make sure you can do the scene properly, and also you don't want to make her feel bad if he goes to lift her and then his back is fucked up and he's like, "Oh, it's not you, it's me."
He's really treating her as an equal, and she's like, treat me as a woman. You know what I mean? Like, treat me as a woman in
that's funny.
Hollywood.
That's
It's-
funny.
Fair
Don't treat me
assessment.
as an actor. Treat me as a woman who is concerned about my weight because I just had a baby. I put on some weight. I'm working out every single day. Now you're going to my trainer like, yo, she got the weight down yet? Because I got to lift this fucking chick. And you're concerned.
Yeah.
I think you got to just lift her or put her on an apple box. What do they do with Tom Holland? Whatever they do with Tom Holland, just do that with.
back brace or something.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way.
What do they do to make the cameras not move?
Gimbal.
Gimbal.
Oh, gimbal.
What if you did that? What if you just attached
A harness? Like Wicked. Yeah, you could do like Wicked. Yeah, and make her fly, defy gravity. There's got to be a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So apparently, I think they ended up working and rehearsing with like a body double,
Okay.
like while they're like trying to get the scene worked out. And then 3 days later, according, again, this is to Baldoni's sort of online testimony of like evidence he's putting out, that he's summoned to Lively's penthouse in New York, where he's greeted by Reynolds, who swore at Baldoni and accused him of fat shaming. Quote, "How dare you fucking ask about my wife's weight? What is wrong with you?" The tone from Reynolds and Lively was so aggressive that Baldoni felt he had no choice but, again, to offer repeated apologies and for what was a good faith, reasonable question to the trainer, not Lively, and demanded that Reynolds demanded that they remove the lift scene completely. Now, later, Lively claims that the lift scene was never in the movie. It's not in the movie currently.
I'm pretty sure it's in the book, so it'd be in the movie.
But they said that it was never even in the script. There is versions of the script that have it in there. They say it was removed in the edit. Again, yada, yada, yada. So that is, I think, where things really kind of start to turn. Okay?
And I think that is when they started recording everything.
Yeah.
After this argument.
Yeah. Now he's concerned that they could paint him in a certain way. Mm-hmm. You could use sexism against him.
And that is his brand.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a male feminist. I love women.
Yeah.
And then I'm fat shaming women on myself.
And Ryan Reynolds much more powerful than me. Taylor Swift much more powerful than me.
Yeah.
And her whole thing is taking down men.
All she has to tweet out is, yo, this director was super creepy. He was like, ask me how much I weighed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's worth noting that at this point, Lively had already expressed concern over her body. She's already told him, like, hey, I want to be like in shape. I really treat this
That's how I know this bitch got fat.
She had a baby.
She had a baby on her.
As she should. She shouldn't be skinny after having a baby.
Exactly, yes.
But if I'm a lifter, I need to know what she weighs.
But she's already expressed, hey, I feel sort of insecure with my figure, and he assures her over and over, don't worry, we're going to make you look amazing. Don't even worry about this. This should be the last thing in your mind. You're a great mom. Don't even worry about it.
I think he says shit like your body's beautiful or something like that.
Right? He says, like, yeah, you're great. Like, don't even worry. I don't know if he says specifically beautiful. He might have.
Yeah.
But basically, he's assuring her it's fine. And then later is asking about her weight to the personal trainer.
Yeah.
Some people see that as an infringement and some type of
How important is this lifting in the air scene? It's not like Dirty Dancing or anything like that, right? Like
Maybe it had that type of significance. Yeah, maybe.
Never read the book. I can't say.
You read the book, Akaash?
No, but my wife did, and
By osmosis.
Yeah.
He read the book.
Yeah, and I think it's like the idea of him is like he's very masculine, protective, made her feel protected probably before everything, and like that's part of the whole like this guy's just like this hot masculine doctor.
He believes it adds to the story that he's a strong, powerful guy, and that's the way that he subverts her in order to abuse her later. So he thinks it's integral to the story that shows that he's dominant over her. He's able to move her around.
Got it.
So
Why'd the trainer snitch though? It's a bro code, bro.
Not even, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess it should be, but at the same time, it's like you'll just say anything to curry favor to the people that are paying you.
Gotcha.
in this same meeting, Lively tells Baldoni that if he can't get on board with how she works, she has, quote, 2 weeks to recast her. He knows that it's impossible to recast her at this point. They're already in pre-production. The wardrobe's already getting bought. And he's like, I'll work with however you want to work. You got it. Now, this kind of tips the scales,
And
pun intended, towards the side of her gaining more power over the whole production. And then the wardrobe thing becomes another big issue.
Yeah.
So basically, the first day of principal photography, they capture her wardrobe. Apparently, she's doing like all of her own wardrobe. She's like dressing herself.
They already spent all this money.
And there's like a whole issue with
the
the money. The money thing is crazy. Like they have a budget allocated, it's like $500,000 or something like that. She's spent like $650,000. Again, some people say that's completely normal and that they should return stuff and shrink down the budget later. Other people saying that she's being gratuitous with the spending and is not worried about the budget
cares?
that's getting put up. But again, this becomes another point of contention where they're talking to her about the wardrobe stuff. Also, when the pictures leak of the wardrobe, everyone hates it. All the fans of the book are like, this is not what the girl looks like in the book.
She's also wearing like 2 pairs of pants and shit like that. And it's like, who the fuck dresses like this?
So like this is an actual message that they even put in the group chat to discuss her wardrobe. They're like, this is not how she looks. And this is from 2 years ago and all the comments are like, this is atrocious.
That's $600?
Something crazy.
That's a thrift shop in fucking Williamsburg right there.
yeah.
So that's adding to everything, right?
But she didn't read the book, so she doesn't know how the character dresses.
Yeah.
So this is now getting backlash. Sony's talking about it. Everyone's like now concerned with the casting and the wardrobe. It's like just causing problems on the set. And then basically right around this time, there's the writer's strike. And so the Writers Guild is basically on strike. And now there's like picketing going on at all the production days. And then on May 29th, right before they stopped filming officially, Wayfair was made aware that Lively had placed calls to Sony to share grievances. So here are a couple grievances. One, Baldoni made a comment about her looking sexy on set in regards to her wardrobe that the character Lily was wearing. apparently she was also shown pornography is how it was sort of described in the press. But then in this complaint to Sony, that she was shown a birth video. And then lastly, she shared that one of the assistant directors wanted to replace her, like get her out of there. So Baldoni has responses to all of these grievances. Do you want to hear those, or this is just where it's at right now? Baldoni says that like the birth video thing was like a non-issue. Like there's a birth scene and they asked her like, hey, do you want to see a picture of one of the other producers' home birth? And she was like, oh, let me finish eating. And he like had it on his phone, but never showed her. And it was completely consensual and it was not pornography. It was just video of birth. The sexy comment came because Blake Lively was talking about how she wants the character to be sexy. She says it throughout the text. She's like, I want the character to be sexy. I want the character to be sexy.
And then he goes, you look sexy.
And then in one of the scenes, she's wearing like a onesie with a coat on. And he goes, oh, take the coat off because like it'll make the character like more sexy.
Okay.
She interprets that as like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's like leaving me voicemails. He's like, this is like, he's such a creep. And now he's telling me I should be sexy. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then the directors, the ADs that are asking to replace her, the ADs end up getting removed. And Baldoni's like, yeah, they were causing trouble on the set. They wanted to recast Lively. I said, you guys got to go. And so that's where things stand. And then on the 14th, they go on strike. And so production stops. And then it's in this whole time that, again, power starts to shift.
All right, guys, take a break for a second. This podcast has been brought to you by Squarespace. If you're looking to build a website, you need to look into Squarespace, man. So they make it easy to create a beautiful website to help you engage with your audience, sell anything from products to content to time, and do it all on your own terms. If you have a business and it does not have a website, I don't trust you. It is very simple. If you have a business, you need a place for it on the internet, and Squarespace is going to help you create that. They have Squarespace Payments. Easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Onboarding is fast and simple. You can get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. Also, Design Intelligence from Squarespace uses cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. What does that mean? They're going to help you make your website awesome. That's right. That's what you really want, right? You want a cool, interesting, beautiful looking website that is unique to you. And they've got some AI that's going to make it happen. And last but not least, Squarespace can help you with SEO. Every Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions and auto-generated sitemap. What does that mean? You Google it, it pops up. Even if you're not Googling it, maybe it pops up. And that's what you need. You need it to pop up so people can go to your website so they can buy whatever you are selling. So right now, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, squarespace.com/flagrant to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now let's get back to the show. All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. Listen, you're an adult. You've got a job. You can't be sitting at home all day, letting your cereal get perfectly soggy with whatever milk you put into it. That's ridiculous. You're on the go, okay? You're out there, gainfully employed, illegal or legal, doesn't really matter. You need a delicious snack bar to get you through that morning, okay? You need something with high protein. You need something, hopefully, got some of that cereal that you enjoyed your entire life in there. A treat that is light, crispy, and tastes just like that classic crunchy cereal bar that you had as a kid. And you know what that is? That is Magic Spoon. Obviously, you know the cereal, absolutely delicious. Well, they're launching the brand new high-protein granola as well. It tastes as good as any other granola, but it's packed with 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugars. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats taste great, and they're an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. They come in delicious flavors like marshmallow, chocolate, peanut butter, and dark chocolate, okay? And right now, you can get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/flagrant, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/flagrant for $5 off. Now let's get back to the show.
And I think it's right around this time there's kind of a standoff. No one really knows what's going to happen. They resume shooting in January, and she comes back with a list of non-negotiables. So even more stuff that now she's flagging to everyone, Sony, everyone involved. And the non-negotiables are everything from the stuff we read before, but they're more egregious. I can go through them one by
Doesn't
one.
matter.
But basically, he's basically saying I'm
not coming back to film unless y'all give me these things.
And so we need an all hands meeting. I need access to the dailies. I need access to script revisions. I need people to not be walking into my trailer while I'm breastfeeding because you guys walked in and you were trying to, see me breastfeeding, which later she says in text, I know you weren't trying to cop a look, but it made me uncomfortable.
I think she actually invited him. She said, I'm breastfeeding. Come in.
Exactly.
He
So
released that text.
Yeah.
precisely. So he releases that to show like it wasn't really a problem, that there was one time where multiple people walked in and then they kind of like turned away and it wasn't really an issue. Again, he said, she said.
What I'm seeing on the internet is a lot of accusations from her and then him delivering, as the internet says, receipts.
Yes.
Right? And I think that, and then Candace organized all this stuff brilliantly.
Yeah.
Shout out Candace Owens, the most feared person on the internet. Once again, Candace, if we mention you on this podcast, we want no problems. We want no problems.
I call her Debo.
Debo, we want no
Tucking your
problems
chain,
with
bro.
Debo.
Candace coming.
Candace is coming. We
Tucking
want
your
no
chain, bro.
problems. Okay, we think you're doing amazing work with this Justin Baldoni Blake Lively situation. Okay, maybe this is some great work with what's happening with politics in France. Outside of that, we're not speaking on it, and we want no problems. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, we got our white Candace right here.
Yes.
And he's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell us what's going on.
So basically, the shooting resumes in January.
Who's the
and
president of France married to, Mark?
not his dad.
Okay, just making sure.
A woman. A woman, right?
Al don't even know how Candace is on that ass.
Bro, I know a
Candace
little bit
is on.
about
No,
it.
you
but
don't
yeah.
know how wild it got.
Oh, really?
Candace said that now not only was Macron's wife a man, is what she's now alleging that Macron's wife is actually Macron's dad.
What?
You know, I believe you.
Some people may.
Hey, we believe you over here, Candace.
Just keep that energy over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Talk about
Over
them.
there.
Talk about
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Everything's bad over there. Anyway, go
So
on.
she's got all these demands. They kind of capitulate against the advice of some of the other producers. They're like, yo, stop giving her all this power. And so she's just gaining more and more power. I want addendums to the script, da-da-da-da. And
Give me the drama. Give me the gossip.
Okay,
Give me the
hold-
Perez Hilton.
okay, hold on. I got to pull up one more thing. So this is when
Let the
things...
hair down. You might give him a little. Get your Baldoni on shit.
on. This is where things go a little wild. January 4th, Baldoni, another one of the executives from Wayfair, a Sony executive, and an A-list producer that was brought in by Lively and Reynolds meet at her apartment. It was January 4th. As the team prepared the production binders on... they have their production binders on hand, and basically Reynolds then starts berating Baldoni, demanding that he apologize to Lively for the actions that either had never occurred or had been grossly mischaracterized. Baldoni resists apologizing for things he had not done, which further enraged Reynolds. Again, this comes from Baldoni's testimony here on his website. Everyone, including the new producer that Lively had requested to join the production, and the Sony executives, they quote that they had never seen anything like this happen in their productions, or have never seen an executive or director spoken to in such a manner during a meeting. Later, the Sony representative shared that they often reflected on the meeting and regretted not intervening to stop Reynolds' tirade against Baldoni. So, as
Now
you can see,
Reynolds is involved.
Yeah.
He's talking that shit.
and tensions are rising. So everyone's pissed off. They somehow complete the filming, and then it's basically in the aftermath of the edit that everything just gets fucked. So they're now fighting over the final cut of the film. And they're doing pre-promo where they're like filming all this stuff before the trailer's announced. Baldoni's not involved in any of it. So they hire Reynolds' company to do a lot of the production stuff. So now it's like the whole cast, it's Blake Lively, it's everyone else in the movie, it's the book writer, the author, and Baldoni's not involved in any of it, which is very strange that the director and like the other co-lead is not involved in the film.
Yeah.
So film gets released, and then they're basically like, okay, who's gonna do the final edit? Baldoni has his version, but then Blake Lively's gained so much power over the production. She's like, I want to do an edit. And then she slowly creeps in. She's like, I just want to sit with you while you edit it. And then she goes, actually, I want to work on it alone with my own editor. And the producers are like, don't do it. Baldoni capitulates. He's like, okay, fine. You can do your version. I'll do my version. Let's test both of them. And then whichever one gets a higher...
I think that was Sony's solution.
Baldoni's does better. It doesn't matter. They go with Blake's.
Precisely.
And Blake, I think,
won't-
used some like Taylor leverage with a song or something like
So
that.
she's now saying like, oh, we're going to have Taylor in. We're going to have Taylor's song on the thing, but she only wants to be in my edit. And it's like a whole back and forth. Apparently she's adding stuff in from Baldoni's edit, but claiming that it's still her edit. It's like a fucking...
They don't let Baldoni's side see the edit at all.
It's a shit show. So now they do a bunch of press without him. This comes out. The movie's released.
Crushes.
Movie crushes.
They made it for $25 million. They made $350 million.
But people were annoyed before we found out any of this at just like how she was marketing the film, where they're doing like funny ads. They're doing funny ads where like Ryan Reynolds is jealous of her love interest in the movie and like talking about his ass and how nice it is. So it's like if you're doing...
They're treating it like a rom-com.
Yeah.
And it's not a rom-com at all.
And it's like, it's a domestic violence movie, and Blake Lively's promoting a hair care line and making a big point to wear like florals and talk about the fashion. And Justin Baldoni, it seems, when he talks about the movie, seems to be about abuse, like, why do men do this? This is what the point of the movie is, etc.
Yeah. I mean, do you think now he has a better understanding of why men beat women? Like, do you think going through this process, he's just like, I get it, actually. I fucking understand. I didn't understand it before, but now after knowing the Dragon Lady, I see why some
We're
of it
doing a
goes
sequel.
on.
Where it's called It Starts With Us.
It starts with you.
So this is one of the press things that happen that sets people off, and they're like, dude, this is a book about domestic violence. This is how you respond.
Jump into this, and Blake, I'm going to start with you. Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could I'm just
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
So people point to that to be like, I mean, he asked you a pretty genuine question. How should people talk to you about domestic violence? And then she makes a joke about it, ostensibly, is how people perceive this.
Damn. They calling this the J-Lo era? That's crazy.
But I remember, again, my wife was into this. She liked the book. She was talking about this shit too. She's like, it's weird how it's being promoted. She didn't like the movie. She walked out being like, we don't need to see it again. And my wife will rewatch anything she likes at all. Oh, wow. She saw Wicked twice. Wicked came out. I wanted to watch it a third time. This, she was like, we're good. You don't need to watch it.
Another short excerpt that adds to the fire.
The Best is in theaters now. So grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
And people are like, why are you talking about like grabbing your friends and wearing florals, da-da-da? Like, this seems inappropriate. Now, to Blake's defense, she's like, this is supposed to be a movie about triumph, about overcoming domestic violence. I don't want this to be painting women as victims again.
I also think like once you create a narrative, you know, she's got what, 20 years in the business? Like, it's so easy to do that with us. We talk 2 hours a fucking week on a podcast. If you want to paint us in one way, you can grab a 30-second clip and make us look bad. Yeah. Right. So I think you can do that with her. I don't think they're looking through every interview that she's done to show how seriously she takes film. And
I just remember before any Baldoni stuff came out, people were like, what is she doing? Why is she promoting a hair care line? Yeah. What's going on? That narrative existed before.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like once the internet decides that they don't like somebody, they just search for proof and then execute. Now, this could be justified. She could have been a huge bitch in this production and try to take it with him and use Reynolds' power and money and thinking that like Baldoni doesn't have that same support, which it seems like he does from Wayfair or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, so maybe they thought that they could just take the movie, get the rights, make $300 million on this one, do the prequel or the sequel, whatever it is, make another $600 million on that one. Now they got the next $1 billion Twilight franchise. Yeah. They probably thought they could do it. And maybe she didn't like the guy, so they're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. He's kind of a dick. I don't care if we destroy his character if we can get this $1 billion franchise. That's possible.
And to contribute to it, right around this time, a different journalist released another interview where Blake Lively is shown to be a, quote, mean girl. And this is the one that like went super viral. Again, this is associated with a different film. This is Cafe Society. And this woman releases this sort of unannounced, unprovoked. She just puts it out there. The Blake Lively interview that made me want to quit interviewing forever.
Congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
Oh, she's trying to save it.
You've got 2 nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not
Who's
bumps.
Who's the girl with her?
I don't know her name.
Gone Girl. I forget her name. She's gone.
I don't know,
girl.
but like I've been that person.
Yeah, where you just try to be like, oh, this is awkward. Let me try to do anything.
Somebody says something mean and you're like, I just need to cover the dead air. Yeah. Like, that's what that was.
Yeah, 100%. And so they kind of salvage it. Then in this film specifically, this is not obviously It Ends With Us. She asked about the wardrobe, which is apparently super important to the movie.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, working in digital...
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
Oh, God.
I love Jesse's suits
That's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
I know.
Corey's
not looking at the girl that has
those high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I wish men wore high-waisted pants like that still. Or,
Me too.
or the father with his tank top.
Seems like they had
So
beef
good.
before this shit.
Yeah.
Like something seems off.
They go on to talk for another like 2 or 3 minutes.
Like, did Blake have beef with the interviewer?
Yeah.
Apparently, this is
Not disclosed. It's
I'm saying,
possible.
like, did the interviewer review one of her movies 5 years ago and said she's horrible and she looks like
she's
shit?
been on the list, and now it's like,
Because that's the thing. I think a lot of times, like, you assume that celebrities don't look at what people say about them. They look at all of that shit.
These messages will prove that they're looking at everything.
Everything.
They're posting random girls' TikToks. Like, did you see what this girl said?
Yep.
She's saying this about this.
Yeah.
Like some girl with like 1,000 likes
Yeah.
on a TikTok.
Do you remember the first celeb that responded to you on Twitter when Twitter first came out?
yeah.
Who was it?
Pusha T.
Pusha T. Do you remember?
I wasn't on Twitter early. Like I got that late.
Michael K. Williams from The Wire.
Oh, fuck, what's his name on The Wire?
Omar.
Omar. Yeah.
In that moment, because I just tweeted something, I was like, "Oh, we need the Omar, like prequel to The Wire, the Omar years." And then he responded like, "That's a great idea." And then that moment, I was like, "Holy shit! I'm having a conversation with like a famous. This is insane."
Yeah.
But there's another part of me that's going, "Holy shit! They read everything.
Yeah.
They read everything about themselves." So yeah, she's if we know that they read everything, she's looked at. Oh God, they're probably melting right now.
And then the New York Times drops the article saying that Baldoni orchestrated a smear campaign to, quote, bury Blake Lively. The New York Times article is bad. It doesn't look good for Baldoni at all. And there's pretty crazy lines in here. It says, Baldoni wants to make sure that we can bury Blake Lively. Apparently, Baldoni's PR says, you know that we can bury anyone. And then there's other messages that are in there where, like, they show an article that shows up in the Daily Mail that's slandering Blake Lively's character. And the PR people are talking to each other, Baldoni's people, and they're saying, like, hey, you did a great job with this one. And then they're responding saying, that's why you hired me. I'm the best in the biz. And this is all put into the New York Times article. And everyone's like, oh, they hired a complete PR machine to destroy Blake Lively's career. This looks crazy.
Yeah.
And if he's not guilty, why is he hiring a whole PR team to try to protect his character?
Yeah.
Now, he's come out with all these receipts saying that these texts were completely taken out of context. That, like, for example, with the that one situation where she's saying, wow, you did a great job with this. They're all responding that there is a natural narrative against Blake Lively that's brewing and that they're just monitoring it. And so they're just seeing what the narrative is so that he can put out a press release to assess what the sentiment online is.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're claiming that they're doing. So when they see this article that's slandering Blake Lively, she goes sarcastically, hey, you did a good job with this one. I don't know how we're getting so lucky with this, but you killed it with this one. And she goes, yeah, that's why you hired me. And puts emojis in there that show that it's sarcastic.
So Blake Lively is like Drake.
You could say.
White woman?
No, like there's a successful PR campaign that is waged against him, and she's basically like, it's got to be bots. It's got to be orchestrated. It can't be. There's no way that people really feel this way about me. This has got to be orchestrated by some higher power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PR
When in reality,
is probably just organic.
maybe that's how the people feel. Maybe people given this information are reacting according to how we all would act, right?
Yeah. And so again, if you read the New York Times article, you'll be like, oh, this Baldoni guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's notes in there where like his PR people are like, this is going to be completely untraceable. The Times alleged that Miss Nathan, Baldoni's PR person, floated proposals to hire contractors to dominate social media through, quote, full social account takedowns by starting threads of theories and generally working to change the narrative. All of this is untraceable.
What women do we believe? Like, which version of Blake do we believe? Because
That's for the
I
court to
believe
decide.
Blake. That's why I'm on Justin's side. I believe that woman when she says, "Yo, come in, it's fine. I'm just pumping. It's totally cool." I believed her when she said that.
Yeah.
I don't believe her after the fact when she's trying to get the rights to the movie. And sue him.
I believed when she said, I got dragons.
Exactly. I
Good
believe
or bad.
her
I
when she's
believe.
threatening Justin Baldoni and using the Me Too movement against him. I believe that.
Yes.
Now, this is all from Baldoni that's being released, so you're believing just his side.
No, I'm believing the text exchange.
Yeah, it's her.
I'm believing what she says.
Her words.
That's true.
She has not released counter text messages either.
So you're saying we got to stop believing all women? I mean,
I've been waiting for this day.
Right when we were believing them. Finally.
Oh boy, you were? I was pretending.
Believe some. You can believe some. You know, I think that's a fair position.
Believe the last thing a woman says. I think that's what the movement really needs to become.
Exactly.
Okay, believe the last thing a woman says.
So now Baldoni countersues the New York Times, or rather just sues New York Times for $250 million. Blake Lively now officially sues after that Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment.
Civilly or criminally?
I believe criminally, and it's going to be taken to the New York federal court.
Oh, they don't want that.
Yeah, no, I tell you.
They got to drop this.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to drop this, just lick their wounds, put out a new Deadpool.
Baldoni
and move on.
countersues Blake Lively and Reynolds for $400 million for defamation and libel and assassination of character and all that shit, trying to destroy his reputation. And then they release.
Imagine Ryan Reynolds loses all of his Mint Mobile money because Justin Baldoni couldn't lift up his wife. Imagine they got to sell the house, they got to sell the apartment in Tribeca, and when you're explaining to the 4 kids, it's like, well, yeah, your mom put on a few pounds after the last pregnancy, and this guy has a back injury, he couldn't lift her up, and your mom went fucking batshit crazy.
So,
I mean, dude, that's what this really comes down to, right?
Yeah. Now instead of private school in Tribeca, we're public school in fucking Midtown East.
Yeah, oh, dude.
So now people are saying like, oh, this is, they're calling it DARVO. This is what sexual abusers will use. They say deny, attack, reverse victim offender.
Oh, boy.
So this is what Baldoni's doing allegedly, is that he's the aggressor, but now he's flipping it and reversing it using this tactic
It's
called
her
DARVO.
fault.
Is that now he's the victim and that she's the aggressor. And no one knows what to believe. She says in her criminal complaint, which again, there's a whole bunch of fucking bureaucracy with this, but she says in the criminal complaint that during one of the scenes where they're slow dancing, there's no audio, he's like caressing her, he's like touching her lips, he's trying to kiss her, she feels uncomfortable, she doesn't want it to happen.
Then they drop the clip.
And then they dropped the clip with audio, which no one knew at that time, at least, that there was audio. We can watch some of it. Again, this is another like cultural mirage, where depending on what you believe, this is what you see.
I don't think there's any mirage here, my man.
Hey, you keep giving these hoes too much credit, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm not with this. It's a sexist podcast.
Son, he got
figure
his
it out.
Baldoni bun on, son. He knows what time it is.
She got to be 6 feet tall, bro. There's no way. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I got to see that in the script, man. I
don't like all that improv. Like, if I'm Ryan Reynolds, I don't think I'm into that.
And so she's suggesting, hey, we should be talking. We should be talking right now. And he's like, oh, I think it's more romantic if we just look at each other. Almost kissing is also good.
And she agrees.
And she says, but we're still talking.
I mean, it's a movie with people falling in love.
Yeah.
If you're Ryan Reynolds, do you not think it's going to happen?
But at this point, I'm pretty sure they hate each other.
Yes.
Oh, that's what the allegations are. They hate each other?
At this point in the filming, I don't know the exact date that this scene happens. I'm going to lower the audio.
Well, she's a good actor.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we?
They come out with this and say this is proof that no sexual misconduct occurred, that everything's being talked about, multiple people are there. There is no intimacy coordinator, which they say Lively turned down. Lively said, I didn't turn it down, I just didn't need it for this scene because in the script, there's no intimacy. It's just us dancing.
Yeah.
Lively's team says this is absolute proof that this guy was being sexually inappropriate on set, that he was abusing his power as the director and the producer to have a sexual moment with the lead that he's also the co-lead with.
Okay.
And then that's basically where it stands when people are like, hey, what does it mean? He puts out the voice recording at this point where people are like, see, this is more proof. Okay. And then there's a trial date that's set.
All right, so now
we can have fun with this.
Yeah.
Do we feel up to date?
That was a lot.
That was a lot. It was a lot. Like, I can't believe you actually did all that research. I'm gonna be honest.
Very impressed.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Let's cut 80% of
Yeah, we're gonna cut.
Yeah, we're gonna trim.
Why did you tell me when
We're
I
gonna
was
trim a
going?
little
Just
bit.
make Baldoni
No,
look
you
guilty.
did the right thing. Yeah, you did the right thing. You absolutely did the right thing. You were great. You were fantastic.
Can I have a Zen?
No, yeah, you need another one of these. You need to keep moving. Okay, wow, that was a lot. And you know what? You did it in a way that was so diplomatic. I'm like, you know. Like, he kind of made arguments from both sides and everything. It was like, really, it was.
You should have been more Candace with it and just pick a side and tell the story from
Candace
that point of view.
Who's really a man? That's what I need. Like, this is why Candace wins. You know what I mean? Like, her attention throughout that story is going to the roof.
Yes.
And ours is like, oh, but it's so gray. Like, no, we don't want gray. I need the strong, bold colors.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I actually, oh, man.
I know.
All right. Tell us, Akaash.
Hey,
Go.
look, hey, the second a white woman in Hollywood is talking about sexual harassment, I'm skeptical.
Oh my God.
Okay. Keep going.
What? Just because they subscribe to the New Yorker, I gotta pretend I believe these hoes? I don't trust them.
Tell us.
What? None of this seems like it's a fucking movie where they fall in love, and you expect us to have a platonic dancing scene?
Yes.
Are we doing a movie or not? You're an actress. You would be uncomfortable with your wife doing it. She's not an actress. She's not signing up for that. You'd be like, what the fuck you hugging this guy for? If your wife is an actress, the day you meet, you met her on a fucking movie, Ryan Reynolds. What do you think she was doing? That's why, to me, if there's a love scene,
I felt uncomfortable with the daddy-daughter dance in my wedding.
I'm dead.
I said, back it up.
Yeah.
Back it up, doctor.
Yeah. Nah, it's got to be a chicken dance or something.
Yeah,
it
what are we doing all
can't be
this?
a cute song.
What's going on here?
Just in general, I think if you've grown up around actual abuse and you see people calling certain shit abuse, you're like, what are you fucking talking about? If you know actual sexual assault victims and then they start saying, oh, this is sexual assault, it's very obvious because he mentions his wife a minute in, first of all, or like whatever. It's so obvious what's happening. No, it's not.
Yeah.
This is not sexual assault, and painting this as sexual assault is insane to me.
So they're like, all abuse matters, and you're like, just yours.
Correct. Real abuse matters. This ain't it. I was uncomfortable, ain't abuse. You were uncomfortable. Bitch. If you read the fucking book, you would know they fuck. I heard 20 minutes of an audiobook. They fucked in those 20 minutes. What did you think was going to happen? Were you not going to be uncomfortable with that? Maybe you should have had an intimacy coordinator the whole fucking time. It's insane to me that we let these people go on with this fucking narrative and we're like, oh my God, see? He's sniffing her. Of course, bitch, you're going to be cheek to cheek. It's a dance where you fall in love. But what do you think this is supposed to be?
Good point.
I'm not dancing like that. I'm not doing this movie. I'm not handsome enough to be a lead in anything.
You're right.
1000%. Al got me, dog. Al keeps it a fuck with me.
People also point out, like, why would this guy that has a Hollywood career, sexually harass a woman who comes from like a legacy family that's not like young in the scene? She's not like a fringe character. She's the co-lead and a producer.
And according to him, she's fat.
Yeah. It can't be both. It can't be. You got to go to your trainer like, yo, how much? Bro? It's not sexual harassment. It could be harassment. That is another thing that, have we spoken about that? Like, it could be harassment, but adding sexual, you don't know my intentions.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just were like, hey, I felt harassed by you talking about my weight, that's fine. But you're assuming I want to fuck you, which is arrogant. I'm Justin Baldoni.
I think one of the texts he put out, he's like, I'm not even attracted to you. Like, he's told her that straight out.
Yeah, that is, what is it called? That is a little bit, what is it? Presumptuous. That is presumptuous of you to assume sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Now, does sexual harassment mean how you feel? Do you feel sexualized and then it just means sexual harassment?
Yeah, like if you comment about my feet, that's sexual harassment.
But I mean that way.
Okay.
If I'm talking about your feet, I mean that.
No, you made Arthur uncomfortable.
Arthur?
Yeah.
Arthur is crazy.
Arthur?
Archer.
He's been here for a year.
It's close enough.
He's been here
but
for
you guys
a year.
know my heart.
He's been here for a year.
Hey, Archer, how much you weigh, yo?
Give him your heart, yo. Give him your heart right now. Give him your heart right now.
You can lift Archer.
Then Miles gonna have to blur it out and stuff. He's been saving my ass. I realize. Appreciate that. Bro.
People also point out that in this scene, she makes comments about his nose, which he's publicly talked about being insecure about.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, don't be too sideways.
What you insecure
your nose.
about?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, at a certain level of good looking, you're not allowed to talk about your insecurities.
Yeah.
Like, you could be insecure, but you don't want to complain about them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if the guy's fucking handsome and you got a big nose, which is awesome and girls love it. They think it's so fucking hot and it gets them so wet.
They say that?
You
They
just
do.
listed all the other stuff.
That's why she had to wear 2 pairs of pants, because that big nose, bro. One pair is going to soak it up immediately, right? So you need that second pair just in case.
That's sexual harassment. Noses are very sexual.
Yeah.
Noses are. I mean, the greatest men in history have huge noses.
That's true.
You know that for a fact.
I know it.
Did you know why Hitler made his mustache so small? Make his nose look big. He didn't have a big nose. That is true.
Why did he
That's
hate
a fact.
Jews?
Why? Because why?
He was ashamed at how small his nose was.
It was
nose
you're saying
envy.
Jews have big noses. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
That was such a pussy way to make it.
I know, son. Stood on it.
Don't go
Take your heart back. Take your heart back from him. Then you go here. Take it back from him.
You know what it might be? She's just the first time a guy hadn't been into her in a long time. She's also insecure about that. This is a beautiful girl. He's like one of the most beautiful women.
Yeah.
Like widely acknowledged. And then this hot guy, you had your 4th kid, you're probably a little insecure. And then this hot guy is like, I'm not into you. What are you talking about? I'm very much in love with my wife. Who the fuck are you? That might have driven her crazy.
And she's reading online. Everybody's saying, "Yo, you're too old to play this part."
That is a little bit.
That's
uncomfortable. How old is the girl supposed to be in the movie?
I don't know.
In the book.
20s, I think. Mid-20s, I believe. Young to mid-20s.
Yeah. That is something that happens when you're in your 30s. Like, you think you look 20 still?
I still think I fit in the club.
And then I just hide in the corner. I'm like, damn, I'm not
You can find out.
I was walking down the street with my wife and I saw like a group of young girls and I was like, yo, how old do you think those girls are? And my wife was like, oh, they're in college. I was like, that's what they look like. That's college. I thought they were like middle school or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we fell off, but we still think we look 27.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you could play a character who's 27?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. You could tell, right, by my voice. No, I'm just saying.
You didn't change your voice at all.
How old do you think you look? 41.
28.
41. You're black. For a black dude, you look 41.
No.
That's a compliment.
It's a different scale.
So how
wait,
young can I Pat?
No, that means he looks horrible.
Yeah, for a black guy, he should look much younger.
Oh, you're saying Alex bad?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Take off your hat.
No, I don't have a cut.
Don't do that. Why are you doing that?
Why you guys trying me right
Do
now?
we need an intimacy coordinator? Do you feel comfortable?
I feel uncomfortable seeing Al's forehead. I don't want to look
Can
at
I
it.
see it? Can I see your forehead?
No.
Why not?
I don't have a cut. I don't feel comfortable. You're making me uncomfortable.
Am I making you uncomfortable
Yeah.
right now? All right, fair
The
enough.
lead is 23 in the book. Yeah, and she's 35. I think.
I mean, what are we doing, dude?
And then on top of that, she's dressing older, it seems like. So like the character's already, like the character's 40.
Yeah. Why do you think that this is such a huge story? Why do you think that people care so much about this?
I think it really captured. A lot of men felt very angry by the Me Too movement. I actually truly wasn't. All jokes aside, I'm not that guy, but they love this story because it's the woman seemingly
It's proof.
being
Here's an
wrong.
example
It's
of
proof that they're all now you don't have to believe any of it, so they just fucking glom onto it and they run with it. And I think that's the reason the right wing is really eating this story up.
So-
Candace and Ben Shapiro doing this story is wild.
It also proves.
Yeah, but like Ben is just going to do the story about whatever the most popular thing is. Like he did a story on Wicked.
No, he's doing it because he sees Candace's numbers and he's like, oh shit.
Oh, we got to eat that.
She had 50,000 people on live, dog. Talking about this. Candace on YouTube alone.
Oh, Candace, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear Ben Shapiro talk about what is this called?
You
This Is Us?
don't want to hear him sing WAP again.
It also proves that like the Hollywood elites are bad people.
Oh, that's true as well.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what are the little like tent poles? Like, what are the things this is touching on? I definitely think it's this feeling that the Me Too movement was kind of used as a weapon.
Yeah.
Right. So that definitely is going to rub some people the wrong way. Maybe there is some Hollywood here, but where
Yeah,
is
we didn't even touch on any of the Taylor stuff.
Yeah. It's also just people with power
Yeah.
taking advantage of people who are essentially powerless. I don't know if I look at Justin Baldoni as powerless, but what's interesting is here's this guy who exemplifies the fake male feminists that all these right-wing dudes have hated, right? The liberal cock or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, because he's being taken advantage by this Me Too system, he's
our guy.
I don't even want to say their hero, but he's the person that they want to defend.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting thing. You're going to defend the exact guy you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you hate someone else more.
Yep.
You see these people that are like, oh, fake woke, and like they want everyone to be happy, and they want equity, and they're donating to brown people in different countries.
Yeah.
And then the second someone fucks with their money, they're coming for it, they're slandering him, they're taking his name, they're running him through the dirt.
Yeah.
You know what's really telling? The fact that Taylor Swift distanced herself from her. This is a friend of 10 years, and Miss Taylor...
Godparent of one of the kids.
Yeah. Taylor's like, oh, believe women, everything. Yeah. Like, I remember she came to, like, Kesha's defense and, like, gave her, like, $250,000 when that guy, like, the producer smacked her butt or something like that.
Yeah.
So your best friend...
You don't even know if that's what happened.
I thought it was like a
producer could have
legit...
brutally...
I thought that's what it was. That was my understanding.
Like, yo, good singing, Kesha.
Nice job, Toots.
My understanding it was legit, and you're just like, what, ass slap?
I mean, it's a little ass slap.
At least.
I'm just saying,
at least.
Normally,
That sounds crazy.
Normally Taylor would come to another woman's defense who's claiming sexual
But the
assault.
fact that she's stepping aside
is telling.
And everyone was like
very
conspiracy
telling.
theory, and they're like, oh, Taylor's gonna be the Super Bowl, and Blake Lively's gonna be right next to her, and she's gonna show that like that's her girl, and that they're riding together.
Yeah.
And then she wasn't there.
All right, so if you're Blake and Ryan, how do you get out of this? if you're Ryan, you're $1 billion business, right?
Yep.
I don't know what Blake's career is right now,
Yeah.
but if you're Ryan, you are $1 billion business, right? Obviously, you're getting phone calls from Marvel, Sony, all these different production companies you're involved in. You got the football team out there, like everybody that you're making money with, and you are the celebrity CEO. Right? Like he's decided I'm going to be the CEO of Mint or
Minus
Aviation.
touch, dude. Everything he touches blows up.
But it's not just like touch and then move on. You are the ambassador.
Yeah.
So as your stock goes down, so does the stock of these companies you represent.
Yeah.
It's the gift and the curse.
But a man is not a career alone. A man is a career and a family. And now he's pot committed to his wife. He can't just let his wife drown.
Now he got to separate himself. Yeah. he got to separate himself. He's like, I'm taking some time away from
Yeah. You might have to do that.
But he's in a tough spot because if he rides with Blake, it's possible he could tank his career. But if he distances himself, then it's possible he could lose his family.
So what do you do? Do you what do you do if you're there?
We have an all hands on deck meeting at the house. Blake, shut up. There's another project out there. You can have your acting career somewhere else. We're letting this go for now. There's $1 billion.
But I think Ryan's the one who wants the project.
You know what I think you could do? I bet you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he wants it, of course, but he ain't getting it. I bet you they could call Baldoni. My assumption is Baldoni really wants to be seen as the good guy who cares about women and wants to change the image of like masculinity or whatever it is.
Akaash, that exists. That
Yeah.
exists. There are guys that care about women in the world. Just
You ain't one of them.
I love women. I love women.
We know.
I love women.
Fucking drop him off at the clinic and go get a coney.
All right, go.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I bet you they could pull Baldoni aside and say, hey, listen, we want to publicly apologize. Is there any way you can help us save face here? We'll drop the lawsuit. We want to say that there's like misinterpretations. You get to be the good guy, but is there a way that we could not be so bad? And you get to be the hero here. You get to be the person that forgives and doesn't understand. And there was misinterpretation and you understand why she felt certain ways. But we apologize and we completely vindicate you. And then we come together and we even make the next movie. But I bet he cares so much about his image that he would drop everything.
I don't think
100% disagree.
Definitely not.
He got that billionaire backing him. He's like, let's go to war. My case is so strong. Like,
yeah, if you're not giving me $100 million that apology, because what are you offering me, the good guy role that I already seemingly have?
Yeah.
We're gonna make you seem good. It's like me telling you, hey man, if we had a beef, imagine I came to you as like, hey man, I'll help you sell some comedy tickets. You'd be like, I'm already selling fucking arena. I don't need you.
Yeah.
Fuck you offering me.
Yeah, but I care less about public perception than Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the public perception's already on his side.
That's true.
So you're offering him something he already
That is
has.
true.
In
That
a
is
way
true.
that like some comic comes to you, is like, I'll help you sell out MSG. You'd be like,
that is true.
done.
But while
I've already done it.
he's not radioactive because the people think he's a good guy, but it's not settled in court yet. So I don't know if he's getting work. And there's that saying in Hollywood, right? You could either work or you could sue. And I wonder if he's like, I want to get back to working. I want to get back to making movies. But you know, I can't make a movie because no studio is going to fund a movie while this court case is held up.
Ooh.
So I literally cannot work. I cannot make money. I can't even use all this positive press that I got because this court case, and they're going to string this shit on as long as they possibly can. And they got big bank, right? Baldoni got some big backers, but I don't know how much money he actually has. I don't know how much he wants to spend on court fees. So I wonder if they told him like, yo, we're going to squash this all. You get to be the hero. But we need you to just make her and me not look horrible. It was some misinterpretation. Let's move forward. Let's make another movie. This is our bad.
Can I
What's
tell you
interesting, the suit is also levied not only against Baldoni, I'm pretty sure it's levied against the production company and the other billionaire producers.
The Blake Lively lawsuit.
Yeah, that lawsuit.
So here's what I was going to say.
they
loops in all of
And they're friends with the other people producing movies. And they're going to go, do you really want to make a movie with this guy? He made this girl feel uncomfortable. This is what I'm saying. This is a web. This is not an individual situation. Like all these producers are going to look at him. And right now he's the hero of the internet. And, you know, Candace has got his back and all these girls on TikTok have got his back for this month. They're going to have a new story that they care about next month, but that lawsuit is going to still be going. I wonder if there's a conversation behind closed doors where they just go, you get to be the hero. We will apologize. We'll say we misinterpreted things and it was fucked up and there's things that we wish we could have changed, but now we see it from your side and there's some sort of reconciliation and we move on and everybody gets to work.
What's tricky is that they already tried to force him to put out an apology. So they wrote an apology for him when they had all the producers.
Who was
there.
they?
So when
Blake.
Reynolds was yelling at him, they gave him an apology and they said, you got to put this out. We wrote it and it says, there's been problems on the set. I take accountability. That's what it means to be man enough, quoting his podcast name.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's my fault and there's some misunderstandings, but everything's good. So they tried to get him to do an apology and he said no.
I don't think he got to apologize. I think that he's just got to go, I see where they went wrong. And I really appreciate their apology. I don't think that they're bad people. They misinterpret some things. I think now they understand where things are coming from. But I think it's best that we all kind of move on. And then we made a great movie that people love. Let's make more. Let's continue to work. Because he doesn't want to be 4 years not working. Because people will forget about this movie. Remember, memories are short. 4 years from now, when he wants to make a new thing, people aren't going to go, thank God Justin Baldoni's back.
Here's where I
still
push
has
back.
the rights.
Say again?
He still has the rights to either their sequel or the
You can
prequel
have the
or something like
rights to
that.
whatever you want. If a producer's not going to put $25 million up for you to make the movie,
Well,
it
if
ain't
the
going to
production
happen.
company's got his back.
If
wait
the
for it to
agency
shoot.
isn't going to put actors
But
in
the
that movie,
agencies
there's
might
a
not
web.
put and the actors might be friends. I'm
Here's
telling you, it's like, yes, it makes sense on the surface what you guys are saying, but did you see how quickly Blake got the feminist chick that hosts the podcast with them? They know each other. They do a podcast every week with each other. They're friends. She knows who he is intimately. And at the idea of a better opportunity, she immediately went with this is a girl who built her whole identity online around being a feminist. Immediately throws this guy down the river for the people she doesn't even fucking know because they're more powerful and offer more
Here's
opportunities.
what I would say. First,
Like, I'm just saying, if that's some podcast host going to do it, you don't think some fledgling actors in Hollywood would also do it in a heartbeat?
So here's what
that's
I'll
why the
say.
whole cast, real quick, that's why the whole cast was supporting Ryan and Blake. It wasn't. I don't think it's because they 100% believed they were right. They believed that their future salvation was in Ryan and Blake's hands and in the studios that support them and not this independent.
But that was before
if
the
you're
text came out.
settling,
True.
If you're settling, you better attach a big number to that settlement. Or like if you're whatever apologizing, I need some money. Also, the saying you can sue or you can work, I do believe that. The second they sued him, they put him in a position where it's like, all right, well, my only way out is to countersue. But since I'm suing, I have to ask for such an enormous amount of money. I never have to work again because I'm probably not going to work after this. And then there's one great scene in The Office. Where like the main character, Michael Scott, is trying to like negotiate with the company that he works for, Mike, whatever, Dunder Mifflin. And they're like, you know, you don't have time. I know what's going to happen. You can't sustain your business. You can't whatever. And then he says essentially, listen, I just have to wait you out. I just have to wait you out.
Yep.
I don't need to win anything. I don't need to make business. I just got to wait you. If I'm Blake, if I'm Justin Baldoni, I say to Blake and Ryan, you don't think I can win this lawsuit. I don't think you can lose any more than you're already losing. Your public perception is being fucking tanked. And I think that drives you way more crazy and hurts your net worth way more than it hurts mine. I just got to wait you out.
Yeah.
So if you're going to give me $100 million, cool.
Wayfair got to wait you out, not Justin. And at what point does Wayfair go, all right, bro, like I had your back, but now we're 5 years into this lawsuit. I've done $50 million in lawyer fees. We still haven't gotten anywhere.
No, but if they sued the billionaire also, that motherfucker got empty, like endless pockets.
Yeah.
And
like
Justin and Blake don't have endless pockets.
Yeah.
Who's your backer? Because if it's your backer versus my backer, if your backer's you, I promise my backer a big bang can take a little bit. This is so many lawsuits.
And if he wins, that is the ultimate victory. That is Goliath and whatever the guy is.
I got my money. I got public perception.
I'm on a roll, guys. I didn't sleep on it.
I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying.
We always root for the underdog.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I think the people root for it. I do think that you underestimate people's attention spans with things. And I think the people are eventually just going to stop caring about this like they stop caring about any trending topic. There's going to be a new thing. And then when the people stop caring, who's in the advantageous position?
I think Baldoni.
Yeah.
I think
1,000%.
6 months from now, let's say nothing changes and it's just a stalemate waiting for court. I think people go and they go, oh yeah, wasn't Blake Lively a bitch? Like,
Who got more to
Baldoni's
lose?
better.
Yep.
I think that's what the average person
That's what I'm trying to say.
But if I'm Ryan and Blake, I'm like, there's no way. I'm assuming there's no way they win this lawsuit, right? So the only thing they can do is stretch it out to the point where like there's a settle or people decide to go their own way, right? Because it seems like with the information out there, they can't win.
A court date is set.
Yeah.
They can't push it back.
They don't want to go to court.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's going to get settled sometime before March of next year.
So you can settle, but you're going to have to cut a big check when you can't just say, hey, we'll apologize in a song. If I'm Baldoni, I'm like, you can apologize. That's great. I need 100 M's. Otherwise, you're out.
If they pay any money, it's over for them. That's the thing.
But the terms of settlement don't get released, or that could be part of the agreement.
That always gets released.
Also, Baldoni's lawyer is making their life hell.
I know.
He's saying like, oh, Taylor Swift was involved in casting, which is what one of the actors said.
So now she's a producer.
Taylor Swift was involved with the music and she was a production. Oh, okay. She helped rewrite one of the scenes. We got to depose her. And now he's trying to leverage that, which is why Taylor's now saying like, I wasn't really involved. Or
he's trying to make everybody around them's life miserable so that they start putting pressure on Ryan and Blake and go, yo, get me the fuck out of this shit.
Yeah.
If you're Jin Aviation, if you're Mint Mobile, if you're the fucking FX producers, Welcome to Wrexham or whatever it's called, Rob McElhenney who does this shit, are you not looking at them like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Baldoni's guys are saying, hey, fight the good fight. We got your back. Their guys are saying, our net worth is tanking because of you.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that's a bigger deal than I can't
I
get
just
an
think
actor on my next project.
the only cards that they have to play are reconciliation with Baldoni and playing into his ego. And the only thing they can do right now, it seems like...
And a lot of money.
Yeah.
You got him dropped from his agency. Like, he's already tainted in Hollywood.
And that's what they're alleging is Ryan Reynolds had already been putting pressure on WME to drop Baldoni. And if you are WME, you're going to want to side with Ryan Reynolds. The second that article drops, all right, fine, now we got reason. Let's go. You're out.
I mean, it's a tough thing. If you're an agency, you like that check that Ryan gives you every single month.
Exactly.
He's making more money for you than Baldoni.
Way more money than Baldoni.
So WME for that either. So that's what you do.
All of those people, like how many people are pot committed to Ryan Reynolds? How many people are going to fight tooth and nail to make sure he doesn't lose this lawsuit? And Baldoni has to decide if he thinks it's winnable, knowing this many people are trying to take him out.
But Baldoni's in such an advantageous position, which is why also this is such a big story, because all the texts are leaked. It's just feeding the fucking gossip sites for generations.
And
literally.
WME doesn't back you. They'll drop you they'll drop anybody at any point.
So
Like, any agency will drop anyone.
Baldoni needs to donate millions of dollars to whatever cause Candace Owens cares the most about. Because what she has done to shift the online narrative about this.
Well, it was already there, but she definitely
she put some gas on it.
I think she organized it.
Yeah.
And she just made it like it was there and it was kind of fractured and like some people believe this. And I would ask people, I'd always ask like Emma's friends, I'd be like, yeah, so how do you feel about this? Who do you think or whatever? Once Candace started putting those things out, it was a unanimous decision immediately from every person I asked. And I know they only watched 3 minutes of TikTok, but it was unanimous. Like, I don't think my wife has ever watched Candace before, right? It's so dumb of her, Candace, by the way. No, but like, and then the first thing she referenced when she was talking about this, she said, yeah, I was watching the Candace break this whole thing down. It's crazy. It's interesting. Yeah, I think I don't know if what would you do if you're Ryan and Blake?
I would drop
it immediately.
Whatever you need. And if I'm thinking of the pressure they must be going through, again, you're worth upwards of $1 billion. Even if you're not there, you're getting there.
Yeah.
This ain't worth it. What are we doing?
Yeah.
It was a fucking cute movie. Get out of here. We're getting out while the getting is good.
Yeah.
I would have never taken it this far.
Yeah.
It depends on what they have. It depends what their hand is. You know what I mean? Like Baldoni just showed it. He's like, yo, I got, 2 kings. They're playing blackjack. It's like, maybe they got an ace. Like, you don't know. So you just got to wait. And then if they fold, then it's like, yeah, they were bluffing. And if they go to court, then they're like, no, we think we got it.
I'm inclined to believe if you had an ace and you're losing that much, you play your ace.
Yep.
You show your hand. Call.
Do you want to put it in the court of public opinion to let it then get potentially thrown out in court? Or do you just wait to the court date? We're going to sit on it because we know we're going to win in court.
I mean, that's fine. That's a year from now.
What happens to Ryan Reynolds if they lose?
I don't think much.
I think Reynolds will be okay.
Yeah.
I think Reynolds will be okay.
Blake toast?
Yeah,
because Reynolds can hide behind, listen, I was supporting my wife. My wife was telling me she was feeling uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. I got to go do this. She says she doesn't like this guy, so I'm going to make fun of him in my movies. I got her back no matter what. I'm a supportive husband. I would have liked if maybe there was a little bit more transparency about what actually happens, but I got to support my wife. I think that we can get behind him on that 100%. And I think she got to take that on the chin.
To your earlier point, you need Candace to get behind me. Because Candace right now is doing a number on Ryan Reynolds. She's the one saying, she's saying, I think he's behind all of this. Yeah. He's the one driving it. He was insecure. He was jealous.
Well, to save Ryan, Blake got to take the hit.
Yep.
Blake got to be like, he wasn't part of this. I did this all myself. I felt maybe I misinterpret some things clearly I fucked up. I was in an emotional state. I just had a kid. You know, I didn't have my fucking brain with me. And, you know, Ryan was just trying to be a good supportive husband. I fucked up. And, you know, we take accountability for this entirely. And then Ryan just got to be like, listen, I'm going to support my wife no matter what. You know, obviously we wish things went differently, but you know, it's my family and I got to support it. I think dudes could be like, all right, like I've had to support my wife through some dumb shit. You know what I mean? It ain't cost me $400 million, but they might be able to get out of this, but Blake got to take the whole thing on the chin.
You know how you say pick your battles?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that until I got married, and this is Gettysburg. We dying on this one, yo. I'm dying on this. We divorcing or you're taking this on the chin?
You're taking on the chin.
This is on you.
But
this
that is a way out. That is an interesting way out. Blake takes it all on the chin.
They still got to pay him, though. Still got to pay him.
Less than, you know, their whole fortune.
But it will save you a lot in the end.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, you know, clearly that's what you all wanted to know, right? That's what everybody wanted to know, exactly what was going on with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. So we delivered that to you, okay? This was for you. This is not for us. Obviously, we have no interest in this at all, okay?
None.
Obviously, it's not dominating our lives. Our wives, our fiancés do not care about this at all. We've not been discussing this at home. We discuss it here for you.
I have no personal investment.
Zero
interest.
Zero interest at all, okay? These are things that we do for you because we love you, okay? And we have, you know, we have more. We have more to discuss. But what else do we have to discuss?
You talk about U.S. aid being a CIA soft power in order to take over the world.
When did we stop trying to take over? When did we stop being confident about taking over the world?
Yeah, we got very cute about it.
Yeah, like why are we embarrassed about that?
I think Afghanistan.
Because we stopped being good at it.
Vietnam was,
that's the thing.
It's
like
a 1-2.
But you're not going to take over the world by doing like the trans plays in Iraq.
Or
will you?
Is that the perfect way?
Is that the whole reason why we're building up the trans movement here in America?
That's what some people
Why
are
does
saying.
it destabilize? What does it do?
That's what some Russian guy said. That, like, you remember that clip with that Russian guy saying, like, this is how you destabilize America?
It's
You
just make everything trans?
Yeah, you just cause a lot of like identity politics issues and stuff like that. Have you ever seen that clip? You guys have seen that clip, right? Yeah, it's like a famous YouTube clip of some guy from like 25 years ago or 30 years ago being like, this is how you would cause instability in a place like the U.S. You make it all internal, have them fighting about things that don't matter, like identity politics, and that would cause enough stability.
And then you fund the minority power, and then you create the need for American imperialism to be present in the country because now there's this culture war that's stoked.
Ah.
Or maybe they're just trying to help artists in a disenfranchised country.
I feel like that might be it too.
Who's to say? We'll figure it out on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll probably figure it out. Patreon.com/flagrant. We'll see you guys over there. Peace.